everyone. Long live the habitual line steppers. Another smoke show Sunday. We getting started. Yeah. So what's going on, everyone who's already in the chat and everybody who's here, who's about to get here, please press that like button and just sit back and let's enjoy the next few hours. But before we do, go ahead and look at what's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Smoke Show. That's right, RPM. Let's get some shout outs real quick before I get started. We got Phil Red in the house. We got Dane One, Blue Pill or Blue Balls. Man, your mind is always going in a direction. I will tell you that much. Um, Phil Brad. The red pill is a path of philosophy and reasoning and critical thinking and science and testing. The blue pill is that a simple and uncritical belief and emotional decision making. I googled that as well. Yeah, we are just going to try to explain it as best as I can as presented, and some symbolism in the image that is on the screen. We in here. Uh, he's on, bruh. Why so slow? That's the new intro. It's supposed to be. I was hoping you guys like it, but hey, smoke show. Prepper 101 says black men being brutally honest. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Yeah. I was gonna get yeah, but since you mentioned that, see, let me take that brand down for a second. Just yeah, I gotta remember to put it back up. Never go full blue pill. Never. Never. Nobody ever explains blue pill philosophy. It's never explained. Phil Brad gave a pretty good definition in the chat, but it's never explained. It's never put into a package of sorts. And I see a lot of it in here. Nobody ever claims the blue pill. I mean, who would want to, based on this based on this symbolism? And for the most part, is right. Is blue pill thinking and decision making is done out of emotionalism. And it's quite rash. It's quite irrational, and it's a, I would say, protect defense mechanism of sorts. Yeah, like your boy Cipher, he says, I know, when I put this in my mouth, it'll taste like a steak, and but it's not real, and my brain is telling me to do it. Most people want the illusion. They want to fight for the status quo, I would say, rather than to, I guess, live in very meager, dirty conditions, and have half comfortable beds and drink out of water that's been recycled several times over. Um, people want the people don't want the hardcore truth about anything. It's like anything that makes us feel ashamed of who we are in our existence, by pointing out some facts. There's something wrong with it, and I understand. I also understand that my thinking may vary from other people's thinking. So that's one thing that you you have to bring to your understanding. But no, I'm not a peel guy. Um, I'm very careful with that stuff because the meaning of this kind of shit changes from time to time. Is people would say that it's impossible for me to be red pilled because I'm a married man. You know, so I always take the cat that cat. Optics. Always take optics into consideration, but um, to take a title such as being a blue pillar, a blue pill guy, or whatever, I don't think that anyone, actually wants that distinguishment. But there is some blue pill shit going on around here. I would say that much. I'll show you guys a couple of examples. I'll show you guys a couple of examples. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Dang one says, I'm blue pill, but I'm an independent mind. I'm a cellular biology grad. Okay. All right. I think he was trying to, I guess, be a little symbolic with that. But, okay. All right. So just gonna show you a few people here who might be pointed out as examples of blue pillars. Now, this is based on what I have observed and what I believe, and is not the intent is not to disrespect anyone. I'm just saying is if you are a man who seemingly fights for the status quo, um, whether it will be for profit or to mislead people, that pretty much puts you in the blue pill category because you're supposedly quote unquote fighting for the enemy. I would say. So I think that, although being a conscious person is supposed to be the reverse of anything blue pill, but when you fight for what this man has been fighting for recently, he's probably have, like, I would say, slipped into that category. I'm not criticizing the way people, I would say, uh, as far as their own individual beliefs, but I can't criticize, I don't know, their beliefs. I mean, I can criticize what's being said within those beliefs that might not be good for the greater good of, how we move and how we operate as men. Good old Kung Fu Panda. I'm listening. What's going on? Yeah, but I think your boy Umar might have slipped into that little category right there. Sorry about that, sir. I mean, I would probably say the general consensus. I've seen a lot of videos in opposition to what he said, but I would probably have to say that I'm not against making people, men or women, accountable for what we do as individuals. As on a case by case basis. That's one thing that people like this miss. If you can get around trying to blanket everyone, trying to put everyone into one box, and you handle things case by case, you can compare cases and see what the common denominators are. I believe that's what people think they're doing already. But to put it like, okay, we give people the freedom of choice, and we're not really giving it to them; they're just living that way. There's nothing that we can take from anybody without infringing upon rights. So why would you want to do that? Why would you want to, instead of a person willingly doing something, why would you want to control that person? So I don't say that we're on the oppression side of things. So when this guy says stuff like systemic, 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 how are we holding them back at a systemic level? By giving them dependency on the government. That's the kind of shit that you have to open your eyes to. I mean, is if people is gonna use, like, okay, the easy out versus what you could do, um, then we you have gone along with it. You don't mean this. You don't mean any good for the people that are involved, because if you fix a problem, there's nothing to fix. You fight for that, then you are complicit in the ideology. Taking the blue pill is being a part of the matrix, but is even more so damaging when you are a willing part of it. Now, if you don't believe in that, I'm just using that as kind of a, just a couple of analogies. I mean, you ain't got to take it seriously, but you guys know what I mean. Some of you like to talk like that. It started with us. What up, Ken? Seeing red. Red pill because I'm conservative. Like, Okay, as long as you are a decent human being, I could care less what pill you are. Like I said, I know all of us aren't going to agree, but there are some people that take it a step, like a step further. And these are people who you could probably call a grifter, even though I'm shaky on using words like that because if you're not supposed to be mad at really anything that puts money in a black man's hand. I mean, you got to give it its props because money make the world go round. Otherwise y'all wouldn't be around here calling people broke losers. I'm just saying. So this is a smoke show. So like the thing is about the smoke show is I'll drop the link and then I'll see if anyone has any kind of grievance with the space or what's being said in it. And what we like to do is we like to box the black manosphere in and box black men who do podcasts and lives in the same box. So if people have any kind of negative energy toward the space or whatever, it is to be directed by to the host. I would say that. I mean, I'm not somebody who, believes in being a fixer by, calling people harsh and profane names. All I'm saying is like we have to be willing to shoulder the load sometimes of the criticisms that follow us around in here because we 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 don't know what the next day is going to bring. I'll say that. We don't know. So I hope everyone is pressing like, um, who is on their way in, and just kind of listen with an open ear before I drop the link. So I said, Dr. Umar. Oh yeah, well, because of recent events, I would say that it's kind of. I don't know if you should put this guy in the blue pill group, but I mean, for everything that's happened with his wife, guys who are, impressed by little small feats such as that. I don't, because let's face it, we have a bunch of men that will, put getting more bitches at the top of the list. That's just how we operate as men, and that's what Derek Jackson did while he was married. He got more bitches, but he used that blue pill shit to the fullest. Like he made a life off of it. And what my belief is I think that there are a few people might be with close to the spaces trying to hit some Derrick Jackson status now that the king is gone. Because I don't believe there's any way he can come back. But if you start, pandering it up and start making excuses again, then they might actually still follow him to some extent. I believe some of them still are. Yeah, but that guy right there is a hustler. And believe it or not, I've never had too many bad things to say about Derrick Jackson, because it being played by shit like that actually kind of makes me laugh a little bit. I mean, a lot of guys, I guess, can get as mad as they want about what he did and how he, quote unquote, misled women. But I gotta tell you guys, bitches listen to what they want. That's something that we can't remove from our consciousness and from the culture of Western society. We can't do anything about that. I mean, there's a few things that we are working on, but we just still in the testing phases of that kind of thing. People are trying to promote and influence change through being cults of influence, and it's I would have to say it's not a bad idea. It's like I don't know what people are complaining about that are trying to do the same thing. That's some little blue pilly shit right there. And like I said, I'm not co-signing with an ideology. I'm trying to keep it kind of split down the middle. red pill, blue pill, purple pill, black pill, pink pill. Like, pink pill is just another example of how, B Dub steal ideas from black men and then act like it's original because, they can't do without talking about black men. They call themselves divestors. They divest, and then, they try to get something from us. I guess, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery to an extent. But I mean, when it comes to like women and men, you got to be real careful with that kind of thing, because we don't want to catch ourselves as men being like them. And I think a lot of blue pillars out there, they have a tendency to fall into that kind of thing, kind of become, themselves becoming feminists and thinking that it's a good thing or that somehow makes them a good person. Uh, virtue signal all over the place. And I mean, yeah, just another set of opinions that you can go by and move about in life. I mean, nobody's trying to be deliberately sexist. I'm just saying, but just I don't think that men need it. I would say. I don't think that men need to hear this shit. I mean, being accountable for ourselves, definitely, I'll take that all day. But being accountable for other people's shit, get the fuck out of here. And you can tell Dr. Umar said that shit too. Get all the way the fuck out of here. Yeah. Yeah, this guy right here. This guy right here. Let me check out the chat. Shaka Nulu. What's going on? That Fubar Johnson lost his damn mind long ago. You trying to make that money. You trying to make that money. I mean, shit. Anything. I'm trying to be in support of anything that puts money in a black man's hand. I mean, if you're working your dream career, or you're making money, selling books and being a pastor, or doing a YouTube channel. I don't give a shit. Peace and prosperity. Peace and fucking prosperity. Detroit 313 salutations. A.L. Evans, what is going on? Pepto Bismol is more convincing than pink pill. Yeah, just put some blue pill examples up here. But who's next? Oh, this guy right here. This guy right here. I ain't throwing shots. He's doing what he believes works for his channel. Yeah, this guy right here, the shoemaker way. I know what his name is. I said that on purpose. But the shoemaker way, yeah. Once I started his video, and this was a while back, and it seemed like that he was just, he was bobbing his head, driving around, and he just kind of smacked his lips a little bit. He's like, they getting tired of us. I was done with that video because I knew exactly where it was going. I was- they getting tired of us. Man, I don't give a shit. I mean that. I mean, from what I see, that seems to be bullshit. From what I see around me, what's going on? I mean, has this guy walked into a Walmart in a predominantly black area ever? Shit, like damn, like yeah, it's like we can ignore these people, we can let them rock, but some of that shit does get kind of annoying. They getting tired of us. Bruh, I don't care. I mean, 10 can be tired of me, 20 can want me, you know, just n- real men think like that. Real men think like that. I don't care if bitch over here tired of me. Shit, fuck her. It's not all, bruh. As guys always say, it's not all. Uh, look at that picture. Look at that look on his face. Like that's supposed to scare somebody into saying what the fuck they want. I mean, out of saying what the fuck they want. Negro, please. Oh man, smoke show Sunday in full effect. If Blue Pill was a person, I mean, I refuse to take responsibility for shit that I didn't do. It's like, I mean, for some of the stuff that's being pulled legally in some of these states, like they making it hard to give a kid a ride to school. Can you take can you take little Manuel to school today? You be like, yeah, and then all of a sudden she's showing up with a court order for child support. Man, fuck all that. There's nothing wrong with making men aware of that bullshit could happen just off being nice. Shoot, what are they tired of? They tired of getting fucked? I mean, shit. I don't know, man. All right, so let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Hello, guy. This is a guy I often comment on this stuff because it's the it's kind of the whole opposition to the Black Manosphere thing. I kind of like picking at people every now and again. I haven't made a big stink of it for real, like I could, because I mean, that's the kind of shit that doing that kind of thing is like so 5 years ago. I mean, picking a fight. Shit like that. But I mean, respect to black male content creators and whatever the fuck we got to talk about. But let me read this. And I mean, yeah, but this right here is a reflection of um, there are some men that consider themselves helping. So let me read this. Let me read this. He says he's a content creator, Clarence Jr. Shoot. I tried to tag him, but YouTube only would let me tag so many people. So hey, I mean, he watches this space. He's like, hopefully I can save some young brothers some time. I was having real life issues that led me to the red pill, but it wasn't until I quit cold turkey and focused on what I needed to do that changed things. If you haven't noticed, there's a ton of stagnating going on, where for the most part, the only guys who progress are the ones who can gather large amounts of miserable, unaccountable men and tell them what they want to hear for a fee. Hmm, wow, for a fee. I guess that's the another swipe at the super chat. Speaking of which, if you like to participate in that, I do have a super chat that's available, and I also have my Cash App going across the bottom of the screen if you want to throw a couple of quarters in. But um, but like I said, my stance against something like this is, we can't stop brothers from making money. That's all. They want to make a little money, let them. Let them cook. As they say, we can't just say let everybody else cook because niggas be out here saying let Brad cook or let these hoes cook or whatever like this. We gotta want to cook sometime too. Shoot, old Junior, old Junior, goddamn. Shoot. And people like, why are you just picking with this guy? What is going on here? I mean, see, why are you mentioning his name? You're giving this man airtime. I'm, yeah, of course. Shoot, of course. I mean, it'll be more than what he wants to do for this space right here. Now, here's something else. So he uses the words black manosphere. So he acknowledges the existence of the black manosphere. Okay. He didn't say manosphere as a whole because, some of the white ones are extreme cucks. For the But yeah, let me read this. Most of the black men in the black manosphere have distanced themselves from the black church. Some of their reasons include, I'm gonna give my first reason right now. My reason. Not that I distance myself so much because when I go back to the church I grew up in, I still sense of I still have that sense of community. But I just sleep in a lot. That's just me. Sometimes that's impossible because little girl, be a little girl be on top, be like, hey, get up, motherfucker. For shit like that. But for the most part I slip in. I sleep in. So he's like, number one, the pastor panders for money and then turn around and flosses while the congregation is still broke. Um, okay, guys, I was thinking about this, but since he said this, since he went in and said this, I'm gonna go ahead and break it to you guys, and hopefully I get some support. I need a new private plane. I mean, it's gonna cost $64 million, and I mean anything that you guys can chip in, that'll be great. I mean, the Lord told me that I needed a new plane. Kev, the guy that runs the Sunday Smoke Show here on Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Fuck out of here with this. He says the pastor and the members are hypocrites that don't live what they talk about. Now, here's what I'll say about that. If you are on YouTube and you're pretending that you're something that you are not, good luck with that because you do stand a chance of being exposed. Just don't lie about it. Sometimes that shit can be embarrassing. I mean, what depending on what it is. So I don't support lying or pretending to be something that you're not. AB Media, what's going on? But still, I've even said at one point in my early days that these a lot of these YouTubers, these YouTubians, as Dr. Umar says, some of these YouTubians, keep it 100, what's going on? That we all preachers of a different faith, preachers of different faith. I mean, I think that's too broad a way of looking at it in present day, though, because you're you're finding that a lot of black men in this space, we have more in common than many of us think. And it's not just the bad shit, the blue pill will want you to believe that all of that is bad. And there's not any real analytical criticism, just name calling and trying to get meaningless motherfuckers to gravitate towards you. I mean, shit. Just I can sit up there and talk about people all day, for real, or talk about a space all day, for real. But I mean, it keeps me from being genuine. I'll say that much. How is the black manosphere any different? Like I said, we're not here asking for jet airplanes and people. You're telling grown-ups what to do with their money. I mean, we say that. I mean, YouTube put a super chat there. We put our cash apps up sometimes. You know, when I don't put cash app up, there's always somebody that says, "Hey, what's your cash app, buddy?" You saying some shit. Yeah, I don't mind that, but I mean, just I don't know. That seemed like that's kind of some dirty macking shit. Shoot, why would like I said, why would I want to take money out of a black man's hand? Why would I not want money to make it to your hand? All of us should be rich in this motherfucker as much time as some of us put into this. Seriously. But those that luxury is reserved for more of guys who actually treat their YouTubes like businesses. And you can't really hate on them guys for doing that shit. For doing what's best for them. AB Media said I'm in the church, but I'm up front. If you think I'm perfect, that's your own fault. Like Roger says, these blue pill dudes live in pods. Yeah, shoot. I do that. I do this for fun. I do this for fun. I do this to, you know, to keep in touch with a network of different black men. You may get some good out of it. You may want to, like I said, there's money making opportunities all over the place, and black men of all people need to be taking advantage of this. Motherfuckers be getting shamed out of shit. Fuck out of here. Don't allow it. Mess with this guy. It's two people. It's two people that the space has been talking about pretty heavy as of late. One is Dr. Umar, another was Rebecca Lynn Pope. Now, I was watching the breakdown of woman perspective earlier today. You know, I watch male programs too, y'all. I do. And I saw this comment right here being made. Shout out to the brother AM1. Concrete Rose's sister George, my habitual line stepper sister. Um, they were talking about the Rebecca Lynn Pope thing, trying to, I guess, trying to explain how, some women may actually believe that there's not enough good black men out here. And, they have a right to their opinion, but, this guy said this. He said that the things that this Rebecca woman is saying, like he don't know who she uh, is saying can only be dealt with or checked by women. But who gonna check her boo? Man, what that actually can't. And I read this. I was like, damn, this actually can't. This a grown man actually typed this. Who gonna check her boo? Okay, so I don't know who she is. I mean, I ain't know who she was till like a couple years ago. Yeah, I mean, shoot, man. I'm just saying, man. Who go like? I mean, I would have stopped that dealt with or checked by women. I mean, I wouldn't have added the. I don't know. I know where it comes from. I know where it comes from. But for those of you who don't know, this right here is Rebecca Lynn Pope. Yes, very very beautiful woman. With all due respect to her husband, she's married. Very, very beautiful woman. Very very attractive, I would say. And hybrid, go ahead. But Kev, she's thick. Yeah, that's what her husband be thinking too. So Rebecca Lynn Pope is I guess, a big social media influencer. She went viral a few years back, saying that she was one of these matchmakers for B Dubs. Matchmaker for B Dubs, and she quit because she's saying that black women's standards were too high, and she went on this whole spiel about it. It made a lot of hoes got mad. I mean, it was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. And a couple years ago, she went at the late Godfather Kevin Samuels, and I did a broadcast on that on a Friday night, and to date, that has been my biggest broadcast. Yeah, because if you're in social media, you talk about the shit that happens on social media. I mean, what's wrong with that? And I mean, like it's algorithm surfing, that kind of thing. I mean, but people say like that's something wrong. like, doing the things that you need to grow your channel is somehow wrong. I mean, come on, guys. So basically, she went to a conversation with talking points that are over a decade old. I mean, one thing that I believe people aren't talking about is the fact that, Ho's been mad for a while. Yeah. Yeah, but Kev, she's thick. She's thick and stupid. I mean, yeah. I mean, when you go along with the stereotype, I mean, another woman that has said that verbatim is Kenya Moore. I think her name is Kenya Moore. She was one of them Real Housewife chicks. I mean, only because that's a. I don't want to tell people I know that shit. I mean, I really didn't watch the show like that, but when you got a wife, so now she is selling on the stereotype that black men, the good ones, are far and few between because most of us, are either um, we're in jail, we're dead, or we're on the down low. We're we like boys in secret. We're gay, and guys who work out at the gym. All she saw was gay men everywhere, and all this other shit. Uh, it, it's one thing is like I'm not real surprised when they resort to stuff like that. What up, BGS? What's going on in the building? And I'm saying, a lot of black men, we like to act like, we like to let these things kind of bounce off our chests. You know, we like to go along with these philosophies like it should be women checking women, and a woman should check her. But I like to go against the grain a little bit. Yeah, yeah, they were saying all that shit on the talk shows. This shit has been around for a long time. Yeah. Besides this kind of thing right here, the things that this Rebecca woman is saying can only be dealt with or checked by women. But who gonna check her boo? All right. So let me go ahead and pull this video up real quick. Just want to let you guys uh, judge for yourself. Here we go. Here we go. I ain't gonna do I'm not gonna do too much analyzing on it or whatever. Is there are people that can explain it better than I can. I can only just do as I always do and be an extremely regular ass guy about it. So I hope y'all can appreciate that kind of commentary. But yeah, this shit right here is funny. I can't believe like I said, I can't believe a grown man actually said that shit. Who gonna check her boo? What the fuck, guy? I mean, shit, whatever. Let's see. All right. So, here we are. Here we are. So, oh yeah, by the way, fair use.
Are full of black men. Full.
Let me go
Data,
back.
the science, the research, the statistics.
Okay. So,
Date someone, convert,
okay.
court, get engaged, be married, right? So I'm going to take my time.
All right.
One, I have gotten in trouble before for saying black women who want to exclusively marry black men. We are in the middle of a crisis. Black men are in crisis.
All right.
And anybody who denies that black men are in crisis is ignoring the data, the science, the research, the statistics. It is
That's so.
not a figment of your imagination that there are not enough eligible Black men to marry. You are not imagining that. It is real. By the time, and like I said, I'm going to take my time with this. By the time you take that Black people are only 11% of the population, Black men being half of that 11%, by the time you remove the gay men, by the time you remove the mass incarceration, that when you see the populations of these prisons, and it is predominantly Black men that are, these prisons are full of Black men, full at an exponential rate compared to our percentage of society. We're only
Yeah, Black Lives Matter says that's a problem, that it's because of systemic racism, but we use those narratives when convenient. She's about to go ahead and say the same bullshit. Gay in jail, married, then there's not very many Black men. What these women who say this shit have a tendency to leave out is, let's also minus the men who won't put up with your bullshit. Let's all, like, minus the men who have agency in their lives and that are not easy to control and have certain demands if they are going to give themselves over completely to a woman, which is the thing that we've always been taught as men that we had to do. Now, we can't blame brothers for wanting to, make sure that is a carefully planned and smart decision, but what we're finding is a bunch of brothers out here that were rather just, I would say, probably just, fuck bitches and, and become the best versions of themselves. This is what she's leaving out, and is always the gay, dead, in jail excuse that these women have a tendency to use because you don't fit the criteria of most men who have to take that giant leap and give over half of themselves to another person. I mean, that was the importance that was always emphasized to me, at least. I mean, some of you out there may feel different, but let's continue.
only 11% of the population, but the prisons are full of Black men.
That's
You
supposed to be
take
because
out
of
the men who
systemic
are already
racism.
married. You take out the men who are on the down low, gay, pretending to be straight, but ain't never going to marry a woman. Or if they do, they're bearding, faking, fronting, whatever.
Oh God. And this is why I don't give in too much to the whole homophobia thing, because that kind of shit is never called out. I mean, of course, like, of course those guys won't be available to you, but you're always buddy and friends with them. I mean, but you try to put that on as many straight Black men as possible, because there's just a lot of sisters out here that ain't finding no real, like, ain't no man to really be with, because of what I said a second ago. There's just a lot of men out there right now that would rather work on themselves instead of putting up with the bullshit. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'll tell anybody, as a married man, marriage ain't for everyone. So
Inside of the still group of eligible Black men in the dating pool, you still now, under heterosexual Black men who are not married and who are not gay and who are not in prison, are still going to be your gold tooth, pants sagging dudes who have 0 sense. That's still inside of that number. Black men have come at me when I say there's not enough eligible men, and they push back at me. But one of the things I've realized about good Black men is
good
that
Black
you
men.
don't realize that, first of all, there's not a gazillion more like you.
There's not a gazillion anything, by the way, people. Just want to put that out there. There's literally not a gazillion of anything. I mean, maybe I don't know, with other maths and sciences, you can find a gazillion something, but uh,
I've noticed this even with my husband. There's a lack of awareness around what is eligible and the availability of black men. My husband thinks so many men are just like him, that there's just really a bunch of Carrie Popes running around that are solid, hard-working.
you know what I like? Even though I know that Carrie Pope is sometimes seen as a simp, is that when these women say this shit, is like that like and I see it all the time in chats and with some of the female content creators is that they'll talk about what y'all and they and what men do. They know so much about men, yet they act so shocked when the stuff they say happens, and they never will take it from a man. They want to be told about men, through the eyes of women. They want men to think and believe through the eyes of women, like these blue pilled simps out here. Shit, the whole y'all and they and all that shit. That gets a little old.
Intelligent.
And she won't even take it from her own husband. She just admitted that her own husband, who said, "Hey, there are a bunch of men out here that are like this that you're saying that are missing," which they are. It's just that a lot of these women don't want those men. You got people on social media keep saying what these dudes qualify for, what these dudes qualify for. Like they're doing relationship interviews with people. Well, we gonna put you on this person because you qualify. That shit's stupid. It's like nobody's trying to stop people from dating who they want. And if you can't find, and it's like she said, a few years ago with that other video, she was trying to get a pop with. Obviously now, um, that's why I'm really careful when women say stuff, like especially if it's in our favor as men, because one day they're saying this, the next day they're saying that. They want to be right. That's what it is.
Marriage material, mature, grown men
Marriage
who
material
want
is
to be
subjective.
responsible and want to build a family. And I'm like, Carrie Pope, no,
Not,
no.
not everyone wants to
So,
marry your
ladies, by
husband.
the time you take out the rappers, the gold teeth,
You went to
the
all the
sagging
stereotypes.
pants, the young ones who just ain't even ready for marriage, now
The
you
young
got
ones.
these a whole other demographic of black men who have sworn off black women.
They
Whole
go white girls.
movements created to completely giving up on black women.
That's what they say the manosphere is. These whole movements dedicated to completely to giving up on black women. I wouldn't say the manosphere was like that at all, or the black manosphere. I'm sorry, but I mean, there do some people that do say, talk their shit and be on these panels and be in these chats and be the stupid motherfucker that appears on Jason Black. I mean, not all.
Completely. That black women are not marriage material and that black women are not wife material. There's
When people break that down and say why, like especially black men, why don't we take a listen to that and act like the brothers know what we're talking about when we say those kinds of things? And it's up to us. We hold the key to marriage. And if a brother doesn't want to get married, then I guess that means you don't get married either. That's just how it is.
not all of black men, but there's a percentage of black men who feel that way. And all these daggone gender wars on social media. And
It was never called a gender war until black men started saying stuff. It was never called a gender war until black men started saying stuff. I think gender war is a silly ass term. I just do.
all the men who are beefing in, they've been hurt by 2 black women in their life, and now they're writing off all black women. And black women don't do that.
Yes, the fuck you do that. You don't do it with black women. I agree with that, but y'all do it with black men. Shit, some of y'all do it with black women too.
Black women been dogged by black men, drugged by black men,
Uh huh.
completely
And
ran over and heartbroken by black men.
yeah, in full blown relationships that you chose to be in. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not empathetic towards stuff like that. I'm sorry. These are supposed to be things that happen to us that is intended to help us grow. Not look back and be bitter. That is the complaint that people are bitter.
But still don't give up on black men. Black men, on the other hand, whole demographic of black men just giving up on black women. There are Facebook groups of black men who are dedicated to the in but hurting black men who want to blame black women for all their problems, as if a white woman or a Latino woman.
Well, or Latina. Who was the last woman Kevin Samuels was with again? She probably talking about the Kevin Samuels groups. Like, and it ain't never like it. Here's one thing I will tell you guys about Facebook groups. Unless it's like a theme Facebook group, like a backpacking Facebook group or some shit like that, everybody ain't gonna be on the same accord of things. People who keep bringing shit like this up, they're triggered by the one or two posts they see of the guy they're tired of seeing posting about stuff like, hey guys, get your passports, or yeah, these hoes ain't shit, stuff like that. I understand you're triggered. Everyone is fucking triggered about something. Like,
Somebody who don't want you, by the way, or going to deal with your shenanigans and craziness because they got even higher standards.
oh, we got standards. Where did those come from? Like, is from what we observe, is standards ain't a real big thing with a lot of you out here. Yeah, I'm sorry. We look at the results.
Because their culture raises them to have higher standards than black women.
Who's raising the children? Since we want to talk about raising motherfuckers, who raising the children? A lot of straight and narrow black men that I know that have done their thing and been productive in life, they had their fathers in their lives. People like to speak from their own personal observations and their personal experiences. But when men like me say stuff like that, sometimes people choose not to believe me. And that is the strangest, weirdest shit I've ever seen. So where are they going? They ask them the same questions they ask you. Where are they going to find these horrible fucking men? What places are they hanging out in? Why do they keep trying to call their family members out without calling their family members out? Like, you gotta ask yourself these questions.
So you got to step up in order to even date a white or other woman, because their culture teaches them to marry into financial security for a man to be a provider and protector. It's in their culture.
Oh, so basically, you're a lower life form because you are a black man. And when you call yourself trying to say, hey, where the white women at? That their standards are so high because you are a dusty black man. And this is without establishing what you even do for a career. What you do for a career, how you dress, just the fact that you are a black man, that you are looked upon by people like her, which she's projecting onto others, like you are lower than everyone else. I do get sometimes tired of that too. You're acting like these other races of people are just they're an aristocracy to you guys when you compare them to black men, but really they're just people who I would say keep their shit together, like many black men do on an individual basis. Those black men, for some reason, don't want certain black women, and I'm just saying.
So I'm in the gym the other morning. I'm
Oh,
on the treadmill.
she's on the
Black
treadmill.
men working out all around. I look, I'm paying attention. A good third to half the black men I see in the gym are gay.
She said a third to half the black men, like she walking up to these dudes, and, and really her husband need to peep game because she's checking out men at the gym. I mean, I don't know what kind of relationship they have. Maybe he say I be looking too, and then he have to sleep. He had to sleep on the couch for like 5 6 days. After he said, but when she said, he just kind of put his head down and wash the dishes. So, well, she was checking out all the men, all of them, and at least a third to half of them. She believed through her own thoughts.
Ladies, and that's not my imagination.
It is.
Everywhere I
Yes, it
look,
is.
it is gay black men. It doesn't matter why. We can talk about why. You can go into all the whys, ladies. It doesn't matter.
This woman is hilarious. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop. Oh my god, classic, classic. Oh god, man, there's somebody out there that'll still try though. If they just catch her sitting in the right bar. Eli from Jersey, checking out white men whole blast. She don't respect me. Boy, she got a dirty mind. Oh, what up, yo?
I said, bitch.
Oh shit. Well, she a trip, ain't she?
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Shit. Get the fuck out of here. What's going on, man? I had to jump in here with you for a hot second. I ain't been on your shit in a minute. My apologies to everybody for yesterday. I just wasn't feeling it. Plus, I'm waiting for Fat Boy to clap back. So, at any rate, yeah,
talking about the guy with the top hat.
Yeah, the guy with the Darkwing Duck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Retired Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Yeah. Hit me with your best shot, fat motherfucker. At any rate, this chick here, man. It's just funny to me, right? You got all these motherfuckers that's saying all this shit. Your Umars, your Rebecca Lynn Popes, and these people, and somehow we just supposed to hear all this shit and not respond, right? I posted a video on Facebook of, I forgot the guy's name who I think Tia Mowry divorced, right? So some chimpanzee nigga jumps on the post. That's corny. Why you had to get on the internet and say something? And I'm like, this bitch been talking about the divorce the whole time.
Parading in her bathing suit in front of her child, like just putting everything out on the internet.
Yeah, all over the place. You know, these chicks, they get to sing, dance, and you know, just talk cash shit. But a nigga, you know, just talk about getting money. Nigga, I got money. So now I'm gonna talk about bitches. How about that? I'm good. So I'm gonna talk about some bitches. And at the end of the day, it's like, yo, all this man, he didn't even say anything about Tia. He just made a video where he said, I didn't cheat. That's all he said. And they didn't, dude, he's corny for that. He didn't even talk about the relationship. He just said, I didn't cheat. That's all he said. He didn't throw her under the bus, nothing. And you know, these women, they get to get online and everywhere else and talk cash shit on us. And we not supposed to say shit. We just supposed to, you know, mind our business, go to work, make money so that we can prove that we ain't the motherfuckers that these hoes is talking about. But they get to lie on niggas. Understand, without a counter, these lies would live. You understand what I'm saying? These lies would grow legs. And they do. And they do.
Yeah, people, all kinds of folks be taking this shit seriously. And I mean, like, the thing is like, as long as this is being said, black men never bothered to put up a counter because, for the most part, men don't like to argue. And that I mean, I don't know if you agree with that or not, based on what you've seen recently out of these spaces. But I mean, for the most part, we didn't put up a fight. We let them say what they wanted to say, and
Nah,
we got
I
caught
would
up
say,
in.
nah.
Go ahead.
We never had the lane. Understand, right? That these women have been given every lane to tell their side of the story. They've been given radio, they've been given television, they've been given every lane. Did people put money into women throwing motherfuckers under the bus? There's money in that. Remember, they're the consumers. All these talk shows and all, they've been given the lane. YouTube came out, and that's when we got our lane. We ain't have a lane before that. Nobody was inviting panels of black men to come anywhere to say anything about their experiences in these relationships. So it's not that we don't like to argue. I'm an arguing motherfucker. What I'm saying is we didn't have a mic. And it's like you said earlier, it didn't become a gender war until we responded.
Yeah, absolutely. And even with YouTube, from what I hear from people who first started the genesis of these spaces, it was them who struck first.
Right. And now you ain't a real man if you argue with a woman now. Only bitch ass niggas argue with women with shit. If that's the case, cause they start the arguments, right? You ain't never supposed to say shit back. Yes, dear. Okay, dear. Yes, dear.
That's called leading.
All right, dear.
Yeah,
you ain't supposed to argue back. She's supposed to say, I said what I said. And yes, dear. You're right, dear.
I don't argue.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't argue with women.
Right. I don't argue with women. If you don't argue with women, you don't like pussy. Sometimes you argue way to the pussy. You don't like, if you don't argue with women, you don't like, that's what I'm gonna say. Any man that like pussy has had an argument with a woman.
Yeah, there's always been a clashing because they'll try you. It's like they'll try you. You gotta nip it in the bud right then and there, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
They see that shit as manliness. If you are a pushover, you are more likely to fail. And you don't have to do it to an intimidating level. You can just be firm and put your fucking foot down and take control of the situation.
Well, sometimes that's intimidating to them.
Yeah. I mean, but putting your foot down and letting people know your stance. I mean, I get it though. I do get it. But go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that, that level of intimidation will always be present because of our physical prowess over women. You know,
Right.
and that's something that we can't make go away. We
But I
can't.
mean, just her energy. I mean, you could tell she's some shit to be married to, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. People see the exterior, but don't know what go on when that when them doors close. What
Right.
old Carrie got to go through.
Right. When she got on the beauty mask and all that hair is up in a shower cap or a bonnet or some shit. And, you know what I'm saying? She got the robe and slippers on, talking shit.
Bonnet powers activate.
Right. Right. I mean, listen, man. Hey, look, all y'all married motherfuckers out there, I salute you. I can't do it. I salute all of you. You too,
Man,
Kev. I salute all of you.
Man, it takes work. It
This
takes
shit.
work. I will tell you that much. It's a lot of work. And I will say my perception as a married man is that men will always have to take the blame for everything we do. Even if we make that commitment, we still have to take the blame in some capacity. We are called blue pillars because we're married. And I don't really consider myself something like a pill or anything. If I'm close, people say I'm close to red pill. Some people say black pill. Some people say purple pill because I'm married. I just don't bother myself with the confusion. Now, you yourself consider yourself red pill, correct?
I might be dark red or black. You know what I'm saying? None of this. I can't look at the landscape and be like, fuck that, I'm gonna try it. It's like all these crackheads out here is like, you know what? I'm gonna smoke this crack and it's not gonna affect me like those guys over there. Like, what?
Yeah, I always had this thing I said I never knew why there was any new crackheads.
Okay, if you
I
can
never
say
knew.
that, then why do people still get married then? If you understand what I'm saying, I would say the same rule that applies to the crackheads applies to people married in modern times.
Yeah, that number is steadily decreasing though. And once again, argumentative women are trying to shift the narrative like it's something wrong with the men. No, it's something wrong with you.
Yeah, something wrong with the men, the women.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
I mean, we like pussy. We ain't gonna never stop liking pussy. I tell motherfuckers I like pussy, but I can't stand bitches. It is what it is, man. I can't stand bitches, but they got pussy.
Yeah.
They got the monopoly on pussy, bitches. It is what it is. They got the monopoly, man.
Yeah, do you think
without pussy, bitches would die?
Yeah.
Think about this, man. They would die. They would fucking die, bro. There would be nothing to trade. Without pussy, bitches would die. You understand? Yeah, I'm on my shit. I'm cut tonight. Without pussy, bitches would die. What would you trade? What would you hold hostage? What would be the carrot to hold over a nigga's head? All that attitude, no pussy. Yeah, bitch, you can die. Bitches would die without pussy, bro.
Yeah.
It's literally all they have.
That's a hell of a bargaining chip. And
right.
This like hair off that motherfucker will make a man go crazy.
Right. Right. They'd be homeless. They'd be in the wilderness getting rained on or some shit, bro. Nobody would give a fuck. Nobody would give a fuck.
Getting smacked by a bear. So?
Right. With all this LGBT shit, right? I was talking to somebody earlier, right? I'm going to say some crazy shit right now. Check this out. Not crazy like what you think, but crazy. Check this out. Now, these women, right? We know these women are the biggest pushers of all this LGBT LMNOP shit, right? They the ones that, push this shit to I'm trying to understand what the end goal is, though. Like, okay, you complaining, oh, all y'all niggas is gay, but then in the next sentence, support LMNOP, right? I like to say LMNOP on YouTube because it's the alphabet, right? So, okay, on one hand, you support it, in the next hand, like you said earlier, this is something that is used to just fuck with straight guys, right? We gonna fuck with you. We gonna tease your manhood and your masculinity. Like I said earlier, a few days ago on my community tab and on Facebook, masculinity is the button they push every time when it comes to us.
Oh yeah,
right?
It's usually the first thing. They'll do some shit like call you sassy or spicy or some shit like
or
that.
moist.
Yeah,
right?
moist.
And they say all these things because they started to catch on that we're calling them out for supporting the LMNOP, but then using that as a derogatory towards us when we don't do what they want us to do, right? So if you don't do what I tell you to do, you're not masculine. You're not a real man, right? You're not a real man if you do this, you don't do this. You're masculine. No, you're not. Yes, you are. No, you're not. Not if you don't do this. No, if you do this, you're masculine, right? So you got bitches who ain't never been masculine, but now they are telling us what masculinity is, but nobody knows what a woman is.
No idea. Not in your Supreme Court justice knows what a woman is.
Right. Is it a woman? Is it a woman? Is it not a woman? Real woman. We don't know what a real woman is, but we definitely damn sure know what a real man is, because a real man does shit for women. Which women? And that's the question, right? So here we go. You supported all this crazy shit, right? Decepticons are real women, right? So I'm trying to understand, okay, if you win this battle for the LMNOP, where does that leave you? Women talking about, the Decepticons are real women. You need to respect that they're real women. They're real. You need to accept their womanhood, right? So let me ask you, Kev. So what happens, right? Let's say they win. Let's say the LMNOPs and the feminist community, they win this battle for the femininity of the Transformers, the Decepticons, right? And the niggas say, you know what? They are real women. Let's say that happens, right? Then these bitches will be in the wilderness getting rained on, because now you just absolved your monopoly over the pussy.
Yeah.
Think about this, bro.
Yeah.
These bitches are so fucking dumb, right? You got to first it was you fought for the dollar, like you wanted to get in the workplace. Now it's like, oh shit, what the fuck did I do? Now I got to pay into some shit, right? So now when you used to sit at home and do nothing, right? Or back in the days, housework, I guess, was harder, and technology made the shit easy. And now we got robots that vacuum the carpet and dishwashers and all this shit. Now she like, damn, these niggas done invented shit to make sitting my ass at home easier. I done fucked up fighting so that I could work for a man at a job. A man, feminism, but your boss is a man telling you what the fuck to do, right? So now you done fucked that up. Now you about to fuck some other shit up. You fighting for men to be women. You fought for women's rights. Now you fighting for men's rights to be women. And you about to give up your monopoly over the thing that's keeping your ass alive on this fucking planet in this society. You have a monopoly on vagina. And now you trying to convince niggas that pussy is vagina.
Yeah, man.
And the sad thing, right? And hey, my people in the chat, y'all gonna be bothered by what I'm gonna say. As time goes on, this shit is gonna get more and more normalized. So like there's a generation of kids that don't know a world without cell phones, iPhones, shit like that, right? We remember rotary dial, house phone, shit like that. What could we do now without cell phones? There was a time, we all remember. But these motherfuckers are coming into this existence, and they're pushing all this LMNOP shit. And eventually these younger kids, they gonna grow up and they not gonna know the difference between the woman we looking at on the screen and one of these motherfuckers. And these women are gonna find themselves in a real fucked up position. Because they're gonna find themselves in a real precarious position. What you're doing for your daughters and the granddaughters is crazy. Because you're pushing Dwayne Wade's kids out there to be the new model. You was mad at what Dolezal did to your black ass. Now is about to be some other shit going on.
Yeah, and
niggas got to get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's never a thought process based on logic. They edge themselves out, and then what are they gonna do? They're gonna blame the men. The sad part about it is, yes.
Right. Yeah, niggas gay. You said they was women.
and the whole thing with kids is like kids are very impressionable, and they're trying to take that out of the. They're trying to take that out, like kids aren't impressionable, that they're built a certain way, like they don't, like boys and girls don't go through that cootie stage. Like, what would happen if you're able to impact a child's thinking during that stage? It's okay to like boys if you think girls got germs. Like, what do you think will happen? That shit's downright, that's grooming.
Yo, all I say is to my niggas here, yo, next time you got to slap the shit out of a female, just identify as a woman and it'll be all right. You'll be all right. Hey, look, go to the court, identify as a woman. Charges drop, nigga.
Yeah, that's a very, that what Marcus is saying is this is a very slippery slope, and it's gonna get even more slippery.
Right. We the last generation of the normal shit. To be honest, we the last generation. After we look, after the old, motherfuckers from the silent generations and all the motherfuckers die out, we gonna be the last ones, and then shit is about to get real weird in this motherfucker. Watch, it's about to get real weird. Yeah, I'm happy to be one of the. I'm glad I'm not in this generation, man.
Yeah.
At least not for that shit. Yeah.
I'm glad I grew up when I did too. Because because for the most part, and people will demonize this kind of thing, but it actually had its perks and advantages. We had shame and bullying. They were character builders. We grew up tough. We weren't always made to apologize and like write letters of apologies and feelings. No, we had to duke that shit out sometimes. And we grew. It sounded like we grew up in places also where a gun wasn't a last resort all the time. Dudes just knew how to fight it out, and then they might be best friends afterwards.
Right.
All of that shit is lost.
Right. I mean, because it used to be when Americans, social media. Now we're seeing so much of the shit like we wasn't used to seeing. So, like, not to say that a lot of us don't come from the hood where you might hear a gunshot, this, that, and the other. But think about this, right? The average person from a third world existence, they see a lot of death, right? You come from like the Middle East, or even some of these countries in the islands and South America and stuff like that, you see a lot of death. So you're desensitized to it. And, in America, I mean, we don't even see our animals get killed that we eat, most of us, right? So now you got social media and you seeing all this death, right? So like when somebody get killed, they be like, oh, well, like we've become desensitized to death now. Like, whether it's shootings or, stabbings, whatever.
Car accidents. Yeah, I'll never forget this. I guess they said this dude was drunk and he got a car accident where his car flipped over. Looked like his whole body was just gutted. He was just like a skin sack. Yeah, it's very, very like you're not the same after you see something like that. I
Yeah,
mean, seeing it
yeah,
on seeing it on movies is one thing, but you know it's
right.
special effects and it's fake. Seeing that shit and seeing that like that was actually a person that was walking around a second ago. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. People killing each other on live stream and shit like that. Like, it's just, again, Americans are now, becoming desensitized. And I ain't talking about like the hood. I'm talking about the average American. Like, we brushing death
yeah.
off. Like, people that we don't even know. We celebrate, motherfuckers celebrating deaths of people, and like not just regular shit, gruesome shit. Like, people getting on it. We sharing snuff videos and shit like that. Motherfuckers sending me shit to my inbox on my phone. I'm like, yo, bro, what are you doing? You sending me snuff videos and shit.
Man,
And it's
yeah,
normal, right?
snuff films or something else. Like, I was working at a job like 8, 9 years ago, and there was some Mexicans there, and they got into this website, and it was like a family execution. Like they
Mm,
had the family kneel down, and then all of a sudden they took machetes and they handled business, like looking like Sub-Zero fatality. And then and it's like I said, it's like those were actual people. That's what's different about
right.
it. Now you got all this rotten, I remember there was a website named rotten.com. They used to have that
Hmm.
kind of shit
Hmm.
on there.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, yeah. So you're right. We're desensitized to like the weird demonic shit now. Like
Yeah.
shit. Like for real, like we come from people that couldn't even watch The Exorcist straight through.
And this shit felt real.
Yeah.
And that shit felt real. This shit is I gotta see. Now it's like, yo, motherfuckers can't watch that. They gotta watch the real death. They gotta watch somebody really get shot up, or it's not the same. Because now it's like, okay, we see real death now. Now we know this is fake. It's not enough. We got to see some real shit. They get online and they could pull up some real shit. Or when it happens and you hear about it, everybody wants to see the video. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. The internet done fucked our head so quite a bit. You be seeing like, I done seen stuff like the results of biological warfare. You
Mm.
know, just people be all deformed and shit. Like it look like something that like for real, it looks like something that comes out of a movie, but like I said, it's real.
Yeah. But hey, man, like, as we move forward, man, like these females, who we're not allowed to talk about, by the way.
Yeah, we're not.
Um,
Ain't say nothing.
who we're not allowed to talk about, by the way. These females, man. It's like, understand, they as time goes, they're digging themselves deeper. They think like they can, when we talk about SBE, women have been shaming us into, or attempting to shame us into, all sorts of things for a long time, right? They shame us into accepting, their attitudes, or their obesity, or all of these different things, right? And they've been doing that for a long time. And I say shame is the weakest, defense or strategy. It's the weakest strategy, right? And if men are shaming women to try to get them to, for the same, I say the same thing on both sides. Like, shame is the weakest thing, right? I don't think that what we're doing is shaming, right? Because in order to shame, again, you have to directly address the subject of the shame, right?
Well, the
And
individual,
huh?
you have to be directly addressing the individual too. It's like
Right.
if Boom Quisha across town raises kids that 13 and 14 and starts shooting people, then there's no reason for Tasha, who's gone to college, be ashamed of hearing about that through the word of a black man. So,
Right. The thing that kills me sometimes about these females is that they fully understand and know. It's just like these guys say. They fully understand and know what the worst of them are doing, right? They even amongst themselves speak on it. Every one of us has sat and heard a group of women talk about the ratchet bitch, this one or that one. We've all heard them do it. We've all heard them comment on each other's dress code or their behavior or their weight.
They call each other hoes in a second.
Right.
She ain't nothing but a hoe.
Like, yeah, what that be? Oh my God, why she wearing that? She know that ain't her size. She knows she too big to be wearing that, right? But you can't say it, right? If you say it, whether it be about look, all these women know that Lizzo too fucking big to do the shit she doing. Okay, they all fucking know. Like they be in the corner with it, and nothing but bitches in the room. They be key. Oh, this bitch is. Oh my God. And as soon as you say something, is how dare you talk about the BBW queen like that? Like like stop it. Stop the cat.
You have a problem with women,
right? You hate women. I know slim women who look at Lizzo like you need to stop. You need to chill. Right. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's this what I call sisterhood of failure, right? This silent support, right? Where it's like the police. It's like, okay, your partner crooked, but you ain't gonna report it. You're gonna keep it low because you practicing the blue wall of silence, right? So these women, again, they fake this unity. They ain't no fucking, I say it again and again and again, ain't no fucking sisterhood. These bitches practice white supremacy. Okay. So they don't like each other. They crack on each other. They clown each other. They fight each other for the same dick. Right? Same dick. They share it. And when they found out they sharing it, they fake mad, fight, whatever. But these chicks will not, they're not going to win this. And I tell these girls all the time, like at the end of the day, Romello crazy. You know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna win this because at the end of the day, look, bitch, I'm the, you know what I'm saying? I'm the prize. No, bitch, you're not the prize. You're not the prize.
Yeah,
the only chip you got is pussy. And you use that pussy to get an assortment of shit from niggas. An assortment. You want a car, a house, and a lifestyle, and this and this and this. You want all this shit, and then you need the man to be, all you need him to be to look at, and and all of that shit. Off this one chip. Like you're a one-trick pony, bitch. Pussy, that's it. Begins, ends, pussy. Nobody give a fuck about your degrees. Nobody give a fuck about none of that other shit. Nobody give a fuck. Pussy, that's it. Without pussy, you fucking die. You fucking die. You keep putting this thick ass bitch on the screen.
Man, like put in Rebecca Pope with the hips. Yeah, I know she had hips though. It's the first time I've seen her actual full picture body.
Yeah, she pretty thick.
I mean, she get beat.
Yeah, she fat as hell, man. She better slim down. But I don't like that blonde shit she got in her fucking head.
Listen, man.
I fucking hate black women with the fucking blonde hair. It's disgusting, man.
Look, I'm being pure raw form tonight. 5 skeets. I'm tired of this bitch. Real shit.
Real talk. Yeah.
5 skeets. So is it 5 skeet limit?
5 skeets, and a few of them skeets will be within the first 24 hours.
You're being generous.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm being generous. 5 skeets. I want to see what the pussy like, what the head be like. And once I know what it be like, I'll be out. 5 skeets. And the bitch now she's annoying. After I skeet off and I realize, you know what? Damn, this.
Hey Kevin, she born in the 50s. Is she born in the 60s or 70s? This chick.
She looks like early 70s.
Yeah, she look like extra.
She's probably born 1970 at best. Okay.
Yeah. What up, Art?
70s.
What's going on? I thought I'd throw a little support before I head on out.
Word.
With you, since it seemed like it's a peaceful gathering. So
yeah, a peaceful smoke show. Yeah.
So it's a cigar lounge. It's a cigar lounge, then.
Right. Getting this bitch to smoke.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. It's pretty interesting, man. I commented about this on Friday because I think she mentioned that black men, or I don't know if she's talking about black men in general, but she was just talking about how how we should heal ourselves or seek our own therapy. But 9 times out of 10, if we did that, we're not coming back to them. Don't that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Because they're the problem.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, they're the source of the trauma, right? For a lot of guys, man. This is the thing, right? Because I mean, to be honest, like, we all been through shit, but I for the most part learned by watching what other niggas deal with, and I learned early, like, teenage years. I'm like, oh nah, I ain't signing on for that shit. That shit don't look like the way. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, nah, you right, bro. Like, if how can you be the problem and you tell them the fucking problem?
That's I joked with BGS the other night about my mom. Because both of my folks from Mississippi, and they were pretty much raised old school, but when they moved to LA, my dad got to the life, and he's a pretty boy, light skin, red hair, freckles, southern accent, and all that. So he fell into it. But the thing was, my mom was taught to cook, clean, but she always made sure his clothes looked nice and dab. But when he went to work, guess who was checking him out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like, okay, well, the person that's supposed to be getting the love and quote unquote, whatever, she's preparing him for the other chicks.
Right.
So it's almost the same, and the flip side to where, okay, well, if I'm gonna get worked on, then obviously the psychiatrist or whoever gonna work on me gonna tell me that don't go back to this chick.
Yeah. How you the source of the problem, telling me that I should go get the problem fixed. The funny thing is, right? These chicks, they'll say, "Who hurt you? Who hurt you?" Right?
God.
You got mommy issues, right? You got mommy issues, right? Who the mama is? Black woman, right? Mama's a black woman. Right. But then you say, you know what? I don't. You decide, you know what? I'm a SYSB. I ain't fucking with no black women. But your mama black. Hold on, that's a problem. Think about that. You got mama issues, but your mama black. Yeah, bitch, you right.
Yeah, that's why I got him fufu from Ghana. Now what?
Right.
They can't say nothing then.
Or Becky or Consuela or whoever. You telling me who you asked me who hurt you, and then you identify my trauma as mommy issues, but then you say, or you attempt to shame me by saying your mama black. Well, bitch, you right. Why the fuck would I fuck with someone that resembles the issue?
If my mom was still living and heard some chick say that, I would just have to leave the room. She'd get at them chicks.
Remember back in the day when your mama black was a diss, like your mama black. Now
the black jokes.
Black. Yeah, now it's your mama black.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, my ex couldn't stand my mom because how women think that it's gonna be the sisterhood as soon as you complain about a man, especially a black man.
Right.
My mom just like, listen, and then after my ex is finished, complaining, my mom said, okay, I heard, I'm talking to my son, but what did you do? And ever since my mom been asking that, this lady hated my mom ever since.
Imagine somebody telling Obama in school, your mama black.
Yeah, they just run. They run.
Imagine a white girl, see Obama with Michelle.
Oh, I know where you going, man.
Your mama white.
Man.
Your mama white.
Especially when he's with Michelle.
Yeah.
Ooh. That'll be interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Your mama white.
Now, is it possible that they have another way of saying it?
Ooh, white girls?
White chicks.
I don't know if they say it at all. I don't know if they give a fuck.
Because they kind of like always a reverse. They do things in reverse of how we do things. So I'm just curious if there's a way.
I don't know, man. I ain't been.
I haven't heard anything from them, but hey, who knows?
It's crazy. This is crazy. You know what I
But
mean?
you know, if they did come that way, they would probably try the sister with the neck roll and stuff anyway. So it is.
Listen,
They learn a
man.
lot of bad stuff from us, man. It's wow.
You can't, you know, you black dude. You can't. If you gotta like big girls. You know, if you like light skinned black women, that's a problem, right? You know, or if you date one, you don't even have to say I prefer light skin. You just if you date one, and I often ask like, okay, well, who are light skinned black women supposed to be with? Like, you know,
Here's one. Oh, go
right?
ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say because when I hear that come up, people don't understand that a lot of us chocolate brothers had either a light skinned mom or a light skinned father.
Mm.
So why the pressure on us, or even the light skinned grandma?
This is what I tell my boys, man. You know, I got a video coming up called the it's funny, Tito said this the other day, but like, you know, I've been talking about this for like shit since last summer. You know, a lot of these arguments are the cries from the undesirables. And I call them undesirables. I think Tito calls them the unattractive. I call them the undesirables. Right. And what I mean by that is fat bitches, you know, dark-skinned women, which I don't have a problem dating dark-skinned women, but because there's this thing that, you know, guys say they don't like to date dark-skinned women, or, you know, dark-skinned women are masculine, all this other stupid shit, because I think it's stupid shit. These women have now tried to create a standard in you have to date us or you're a colorist, right?
Mhm.
You're a colorist. You're like, if we see you with a lighter woman, a light-skinned black woman, right? Because light-skinned women are black, right? Now it is she's not really black. She got a white man, and a great uncle was a white guy, right?
Mhm.
It don't matter that, you know, Africa got all shades of brown out that motherfucker, but they like to set the rules. Again, they play with your masculinity, and and the shame shit to get you to do or date who they need you to date, right? So now
Right.
they can't say you're not masculine for dating a light-skinned black woman. They gotta say that you're a colorist, like you hate something, like, you know, or that you're just some sort of you know, you're affected by, I guess, you know, white supremacy, this, that, and third, to the point where you dating a lighter woman because you are trying to, I guess, get closer to whiteness somehow, whatever. This pro-black bullshit, right? So now even light skin, where before was if you date, you know, Umar with his shit, white women, you know, when you see, as soon as you say interracial, he goes directly to white people. You know, all the races in the world, all the different nationalities and ethnicities and all this other shit, right? But when you say interracial, he starts dog whistling white folks in his response, you know, because they did this to you and they did that to you. And I'm like, hey, man, I
He
wanted
lost
to
a
date
third of his. He lost a third of his future customers, his future students, because you know
right. So
they gonna most likely gonna be mixed kids.
right, but they just moved the goalposts around. Right. They just moved the they just moved the goalposts, Romello. They just moved the goalposts around to whatever they make up rules that fit their needs. So your preferences, your decision to or not to, is some sort of disorder or problem with you. Like you either have a phobia or you have a hate, or it's something that you need to fix. If you yeah, right, in outspoken introvert is correct. If you decide, you know, you don't like overweight women or this or that, they invent these terms where there's something inherently wrong with you for not choosing them. Ain't that some narcissistic shit?
And all they had to do was push away the plate. I mean, and that's for free.
Right.
I mean, that's all it takes,
Play
man.
that art.
You don't even get no program. Just push away the plate. I got that from my ex-father-in-law. May he rest in peace. Push away the
Right.
plate.
Right. I was discussing with somebody. I said, and this Kev show, y'all. Let's say to keep it 100 channel. Kev ain't saying shit. Well, like, you know, I was talking to somebody earlier. We was talking about shit. This shit just escaped me. We was talking about shit. Might have been Lizzo. Oh yeah, I have posted some small, like some old pics of Lizzo from her MySpace page when she was smaller.
Mhm.
And you know, these chicks, she's on here talking about, oh my god, no matter what I eat, I could eat leaves and twigs and I still won't lose weight. Oh, fuck out of here.
Man,
Oh, what
Man,
is it? I'm big boned it. What bone is that?
Right.
let me tell y'all a slight theory I have about why women push women like Lizzo to be the standard of beauty, because it's giving them a chance to be beautiful. So you look at them and you look at Lizzo, then you'll throw them the benefit of being a dime piece, I would
So it's
say.
the club. It's like the club with the group of girls and that one fat chick in the group.
But let me tell you how this happens though, right? These bitches be small when they be in their teens. They don't now. Okay, you the big girl by genetics. Okay, all right, I understand. You know, you might have to work harder than the other chicks, but no, a lot of these women, when they 16, 17 years old, they be slim as shit. Look at a lot of these fat bitches, fucking high school pictures and shit.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I
So
known a few myself.
you know what these motherfuckers do? They turn 18, 21, whatever. They start going to the fucking club and drinking and going out to eat and drinking and going out to eat every fucking weekend and going to get the free drink. Some nigga buying them free drinks. Somebody taking them out to eat. They ain't got to pay for food. They ain't got to pay for drinks. So they eating and drinking and drinking and eating for free. This nigga in their 20s. Because that's when they the shit, right? They hot shit in their 20s, right? Look at these motherfuckers. They gain all this fucking weight from drinking wine and drinking this and drinking that and living it the fuck up. And then by the time they hit their late 20s, they look like fucking dog shit. Look at this fucking picture. This is fucking dog shit. All I see is top. When I say top, that's all I see. I'm not fucking none of them.
Which one of them don't have diabetes? That should be the contest question right there.
That's a dick sucking contest right there. That's all that shit is to me, man.
Hey,
Oh,
look,
Lord.
I got a super chat. Appreciate it. All spades. Said my wife is light skinned, 2 black parents, and in shape. Sisters give that look like I married a white chick. LOL. These chicks are mad at the world. Hashtag
Man,
colorism.
I got the worst looks and treatment when I brought my wife to work. And she didn't speak English. That was fun though. And I prefer it that way, you know, because, and that was the thing I said earlier. Like, you know, when you get a chick from another country, there's always a sister or two always trying to just, even they pretend like they're playing, but they're always saying derogatory about their husband. You know, so let me tell you about your husband, blah, 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 blah. And my wife was like, I don't understand. I don't speak English.
See,
I was like, I wish I could record that.
When I see a picture like this of a bunch of like big bitches, right? A big bitch can suck the soul out of you.
What they got thumbs in their mouth?
Thumbs? I don't know.
I'm just looking at them right here on the bottom.
They want to be the standard of beauty, but shout out to D Scott. Like you have the distinguishment of being my first ever member. Like,
oh shit! What's up, ever. D Scott? What's good, D Scott? Hey, BGS is in the building.
BGS is in the building.
I didn't get to do the intro for him. Sorry about
that. No wings today, okay? And haters don't need their wings today, okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we ragging on this picture here, man. I can't even look that long, man. This
It's you know what
uh
I saw this coming like maybe God, it's got to be 15 years ago, right? When the black chicks came out what they call the fat kini,
What?
because they were it's called a fat kini. In other words, a bikini for fat women.
Oh hell no.
And so I saw this coming, man, 15 years ago, because they really want to be the standard of beauty. That's why you have the Lizzos and chicks like that, man. That they want to eat and they want to do what they want to do, but the thing is, they still want to be a treasure, just like a 10. That's
Right.
why they hear these women. They've been brainwashed by the feminism that everybody's the same. Everybody gets a trophy, right? They're trophy kids. Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody's a 10. No woman's average. Okay, they're beautiful in their own way, and that's what they believe. That's what they
man,
carry. That's you get the finest chicks. So what about Lizzo? Well, I think Lizzo's a 10. This bullshit. Yeah,
10,000 tons.
yeah,
No, but
yeah.
she. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys remember? I'm old enough to remember, but remember back in the day when fat chicks were cool,
Yeah,
nice.
Right.
Remember that?
Yes,
Yeah.
they were so fucking humble.
They make you food.
yeah, yeah. They knew their place.
They were always cool. I mean, very resourceful. I mean, you didn't get none, but
You get
Yeah.
some top. I bet
Yeah,
you,
they-
bro. I look at I that's all I see when I look at this picture. I'm like, yo, if I walk into this room, I'm getting head. I know this. Like,
but
there's
what
too
about the
many
hot
big bitches in
wings
one
and the
place.
nachos, man? You
Yeah,
gotta get some hot wings out of it.
they're trying to brainwash men into desiring them the same way that they do the 8, 9s, and 10s.
Yeah, they try.
They're trying.
I call it that. This seemed like it's trans fat.
It is. It really is. Literally,
God damn.
there is that too.
Hey, but I don't think I called this super chat out from Eli from
Go ahead.
Jersey. I appreciate it. He said some black women are just a bad deal for a man. She won't say that. That's referring to Mrs. Pope.
Some white women are a bad deal for men.
Well, I guess.
What thing is the thing is that they're different. Black women and white women have a different mating strategy. It just depends on which one you choose. Do you want
Yeah,
to do you want somebody that's going to twirl her hair and look over her shoulder and say hi? Somebody that's going to pop you upside the head and say I like you,
Yeah,
nigga.
one plays chess while the other one plays checkers. So.
Checkers. So they're not even checkers. They play what is it? Yeah.
Backgammon.
They play dominoes. They slam. They
They
slam.
play
Them pieces.
dominoes.
They slam them pieces, man. They don't play
Fever in the
checkers, they
cold
play dominoes.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would bet that every last one of these females, when they were in school, they were slim.
I don't think so.
There's
No,
no
they've been big all their
hypothetical.
life. No,
Huh?
they've been big all their life. No, they've been big all their life, man. No.
You
They-
think
Ever
so?
since they came out with high
Yeah.
corn fructose corn syrup.
Yep.
I know.
Yep.
Oh, man,
No, they never were slim. They've been big all their life, man.
Nah, the
You
bitch-
ever
look,
see them free lunches, man? It'll fatten anybody up in one day.
Look
No.
at it.
Yeah,
Look at
I bet the light skin one used to be small.
it. Right,
The
that's what I'm
life,
saying.
no,
Like,
they've
look,
been big all their life. I can tell.
hold on. Look at the bitch on the bottom left with the tattoo. Well, not the
bottom
next,
left.
bottom left on the right.
Oh,
of
Barry
her,
White?
Second from the
No,
left.
She been big all her life. Just
Cinnabay?
Bay.
Look at that
Yeah.
tattoo, man. Look at that tattoo. That shit looked like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was done and then stretched the fuck out.
No, they've been.
Could
they've
you
been big all-
imagine how they got up after the photo shoot?
Somebody had to help their ass up. So there's a motherfucker here. All right, let me help you out, baby.
I need help with this one. She need help.
No,
Yeah.
unless you go back to when they were 10, maybe they were slim, but you can go
I
that
was
far
I
back.
was I would say early, I would say up to like maybe 15, 16 years old.
No,
man.
no, they were thick. They were thick then. Okay, they weren't
Maybe
slim.
thick. I ain't saying they were bone skinny, but them bitches wasn't big like this. You know what
Let
I'm
me
saying?
ask you guys this: if you guys got any film visions, but don't you see like a Nutty Professor, the female version, kid coming out of this?
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's called what was it? Rasputia, what was that?
Yeah, but
Norbit.
you know how you had a
Norbit, that's
remember
Norbit.
Shallow Hal? But I can see how they try to make it look like okay, as soon as she drinks some potions, she gonna start getting slim. But they can
See,
try to
Kev,
find out you see
let
what
me
I'm
tell you.
saying?
Let me tell you why they won't do that. Because it's funny when it's a guy, but not when it's a female. So like,
Oh, so it's too
yeah,
insensitive.
right. So like when she's the big girl and they start cracking jokes and shit like that with the guy, I'm telling you that shit wouldn't fly. That shit wouldn't fly. It's cool when it's Eddie Murphy and he got the little afro and he's big and Hercules and all that shit is funny when it's a guy, but it's not funny. Like you understand what I'm saying? It'd be a bunch of big bitches in the audience like this shit ain't tested. This shit ain't tested well. This shit ain't
Oh
tested
man,
well, man. You know what I'm
they would have
saying?
made some good money if they would have took the risk though.
They should have did
Dude,
that.
I could write the hell out of that script.
They should have did that in the 90s. It's too
Then
late
it's
for that shit now.
Grabio Cinnabe too. Shoot.
The Three Witches of Eastwick, okay, where they make a potion and get slim, right?
The Three Witches of Eastwick.
Yo, Kev, where the fuck you get this picture, bro?
I don't know. I think I was fumbling around one night, and I think I was talking about the standard of beauty.
Yeah, them the honey bun queens, that's man.
After that shit, they all went out to eat.
Could you imagine a bill?
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Man,
Imagine paying that bill. Shit.
Ooh wee.
Man, Romello, also thanks for the cash app, bro. Appreciate it. He says like a 300 pretending to be a Maybach.
Oh, shout out to I'm gonna coin that term. I just about watching your show yesterday. I thought about it because he says YouTubians, right? I'm like, we might as well make a sign that says YouTubian Nation. So I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna make a little meme or something every time his name comes up.
The 5%ers of the YouTubian Nation, huh?
Yeah, exactly. The 5. Let me write that down. The 5%ers.
Detroit 313. Thank you for the super chat. He said Monique would play, or Halle Berry can play the Nutty Professor, the female version.
Oh yeah. Well, Halle's a little old, but
Monique would be Clump and Halle Berry would be
Buddy Love.
Oh shit.
Okay, we'll see a lot. That's funny, man.
Hey, shout out to that's some funny shit right there. Shout out to All Spades. He called Umar the Pander African.
That's what AB calls him the Pander African.
The Pander African. This
Or
motherfucker.
I would call him the Panda Bear, but
Prince of Pan Pizza, all this shit.
Big Panther Papa.
African.
Yeah, that dude.
When I first heard of Umar, man, I had such high hopes. This shit is terrible, man. What a fall from grace. This motherfucker, man, it just doesn't get worse, man. You know what I'm saying?
He just says it out loud. I hear this all the time. Art can tell you we hear this all the time. He's not alone.
No, you mean what? His talking points? I hear his talking points all the time.
Yeah, that's in the conscious community.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think I got to see Ross Bob this week, BGS.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see him. He's the one that brings all these conscious people out here, so might do a little collab with him.
Okay.
My man said the male equivalent of a fat chick is a broke 22-year-old crackhead.
Hey, tell us how you really feel.
Oh.
No. The incel eating Cheetos playing video games, in the basement.
Oh shit.
Crackhead's got a little swag to him.
I mean, what the hell are they eating for them to get that big? Bro, especially if they're in their 20s.
No, their genes. That's in their genes, man. They've been big.
It's blow up like that. It's what they. It's not what necessarily what you eat is what you drink. I tell people all the time. I say, listen.
Okay.
If you want to build muscle, drink protein, right? Because it's easier to drink your calories than it is to eat them. Mm-hmm. And every time people come to me and they ask me for whatever diet, nutrition, workout, whatever, first thing I ask them is, they like, I eat this and I eat this. I fuck what you're eating. What are you drinking? What the fuck are you drinking? All this sugar in the fucking drinks, whether it be your sodas or your juices or this or that, right? You can easily drink thousands of calories a day. And that, I know a big girl. Starbucks, fucking Starbucks, bro.
Mhm.
You go
Wow.
get that flavored latte bullshit, right? With the
Yeah.
whipped cream and the caramel fucking
Mhm.
syrup and all that shit. I'm telling you,
Uh-huh.
it's the drinks. If you want to get fat, like I said, you want to gain muscle, drink your protein. You want to get fat, drink sugar, drink your calories. Drink your calories all day. It's easy to drink a bunch of calories all day. I guarantee you, people drink more calories than they eat.
Dang, brother.
That be the shit, bro.
Yes.
And that's why these bitches be coming up with all these fucking disorders too, all these dietary disorders.
Have you ever seen these chicks eat, man, and what they eat?
I
Especially
mean,
the
I'm not saying
breakfast.
they
They
eat like
they had
birds.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They chomp down like
Right.
4,000 or 5,000 calories a day without the drinks.
Absolutely.
Okay? Yeah.
But
So
at
y'all
the end
just
of the day,
decide. Y'all just described the 92 continental breakfast.
but think about this, bro. Like, okay, let's say they eat 5,000, right? You know, they go to the fucking fast food and shit, or these
And
fancy shits they
and
be
they
going.
and they snack all day with the
Right.
chips and shit like that. Yeah, that's a lot of calories.
Mhm.
Right. But let me tell you what it is, right?
Mhm,
So they do that,
mhm.
right? But again, in order, because you got a metabolism, and your
Mhm.
metabolism,
Right.
when you're a certain size, the bigger you get, the higher your metabolism is,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right? So the bigger these women get, the more calories they need to stay that size.
Mhm.
That's just fucking nutritional
Science.
science, right?
Mhm.
So if you're that fucking big, if you're eating, let's say 5,000 calories, I would say your metabolism for you to stay that size is not far behind that. Is the average person is doing like, you read in the side of a cereal box that 2,000 or more calorie diet, and this is for somebody that's not working out, whatever, just sitting around, just
Mhm.
your basal metabolic rate, right? A
Mhm.
bitch that
Mhm.
big, or even a motherfucker that's like brolic, right? Big muscular type. In order for you to stay that size, you have to eat a different way, but you have to eat a certain amount of calories to maintain that size. So they make up for it. They eat a lot of shit, and they make up for, they stay that size with also
Mhm.
with the drinks on top of that. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So in order
I
to
see the
hold
drinks. Yeah.
right, so
Yeah.
in order to hold that much fat store,
Mhm.
you have to follow the high metabolic rate with the surplus.
Follow them all day and see what they eat, man. They eat all day.
Right.
And they eat it.
Even
And they think it, and it has organic in front of it.
Yeah, they eat all very
Is it
high fat
organic?
food.
is high
High fat food,
high,
man.
yeah,
Really.
calorie dense shits,
Yeah. So you one meal is like 3,000 calories,
Or
man.
organic sugar and organic donuts and all this stuff,
Yeah,
man.
they'll
even
eat
like,
that,
yeah.
but they'll eat the really high fat food, man, and
So
with the starches and stuff like that. So
like
that's
you
people
got
do it all the time.
a chick like Lizzo that'll get on, she got on
Mhm.
Twitter talking about, no matter what I eat, I'll stay the size. You're lying, bitch. You're lying.
Yeah.
You're lying. It's fucking math, yo. I've been doing this shit forever. It's fucking math.
Yeah,
Okay.
but different people have different metabolic rates, especially black women, because the way we were actually bred, because they fed us the least and worked us the hardest. So your metabolic rate is going to be lower.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because
but that would make
yeah.
you thick. It wouldn't make you obese.
But the thing is, if you put that on top of the standard American diet, okay, you're gonna blow up.
Listen, man, I hear you. I see
That's
bitches.
why.
Look,
That's why
how
you
old
see
is she?
who is what? That's shit. Which
How old
chick?
is Lizzo?
30, I think, maybe
Yeah,
now.
she's young.
Yeah,
She's young, and she
but
used to be smaller than that.
not much.
Lizzo is a definite example of somebody who wasn't big. I seen pictures. I have them.
Okay.
She definitely was not big when she was on MySpace. right?
Okay.
She's always been singing. She was on MySpace. She's a small chick. You can Google her pictures.
So, what do you call small?
I mean, I'm not listen, again. I'm not saying she's smaller than that motherfucker now.
Yeah,
She
well,
wasn't
yeah.
obese. She
And as you
wasn't
get
obese.
older, guess what's gonna happen? Your metabolic rate's gonna slow. Slower.
Nah, not
than
that.
what you
No,
were.
not for her
Yeah.
age. No.
Yeah,
If she
yeah,
was,
yeah. For 30, yeah.
no.
Yeah.
If she was 40, no. If she was 40, if she had a kid or some shit like that, I could see that argument. No, her shit, no, it's dietary, bro.
Women's bodies peak at in their early 20s. Okay, by the time they get to 30, they're like a man in his 40s.
I know a lot of women her age that don't look like her.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they watch their diet and they watch what they eat and they work out. So there's
No,
I think she's getting paid to stay fat. I'm sorry.
unless they're genetically inclined to be slim.
What I'm saying to you is, for that level of obesity, I can overweight and obese is not the same thing. For that level of obesity, I'm telling you, her shit, her whatever, how she got there. I can't speak for what she does today. What I know is for her size. She's whatever she's eating and drinking is maintaining her size. She's on stage moving around.
And there's also another factor. It's called birth control. Will do it to her. To women.
So he just made another advertisement. It's called for Weight Watchers. There's levels to this.
Who's that?
Man, I'm on one tonight, huh?
Hey, all
Okay.
spades. She's 30 and 308 pounds. All spades. He said she's 30 and 308 pounds.
Yeah, and she's 6 feet tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
No, that's dietary.
That ain't body positive to me. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not. Yeah, no.
That's body negative.
Right. I've seen this. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I there's an argument for what BGS is saying as far as like genetics, because my older sister was a big girl when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? So but again, like, she was smaller. My thing with her in particular, and I'm seeing girls that I knew when they were like, I'd say, like young teens, in their 20s now. These are young girls that I watch grow up, and they're in their 20s now, and they eating and drinking their way into obesity. And it's not their fucking what you call it, their metabolism or genetics, and none of that shit. Is I see what they're eating and I see what they're drinking. And the thing about how we eat and how, like, you go to Starbucks, you get into that routine, and then these girls are out at the clubs, they go out and they can eat and drink as much as they want to, because a lot of this shit is given to them by niggas. Niggas is buying them drinks at the club. And they slow, it happens, it's a very gradual thing. And I'm watching this girl get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And her mom, was the same way when she was younger, but then she lost the weight, right? But she was doing the same thing. This is my brother's wife, right? Her daughter, I'm talking about. And I'm watching her do it. Because she posts all the shit on, these bitches take pictures of the shit they eat on social media, right?
I remember that.
They got a food that's gonna be what they call it, mukbanging. They call it what they call mukbanging, some shit.
Right? They post this shit. Like, her mother was into this shit, so now she's doing what her mother did. I used to clown her on Instagram. Like, everything you eating and drinking, you got to take a picture of it and post it. They post everything they fucking eating.
Everything.
Right. Ooh, look at my plate. Ooh, we at this place. Ooh, it's fancy with the shrimp and the this and the this. And they could do that. They either like my brother, he's construction dude, he paying everything. So his wife, she's working and her money is hers. She can go and party with the girls and they all go eat and they all get fucking fat doing that shit every weekend. Right. So understand, BGS. I'm not 100,000% disagreeing with you. I think that there's what you're talking about, and then there's what I'm talking about, right? Both of those, I think both of those things are true at the same time. I don't think that all of these women were fat as kids. We think about this, right? Back in the 90s, because me and my guy looked it up, and this is, I know you like to look into statistics, right? Look at the obesity rate in the 90s versus what it is now.
It's off the chain, man.
But don't forget, I mentioned before the high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
When that was released, it was a wrap.
But what year was it introduced? Wasn't it introduced in the 80s?
85.
85 in 80s, yeah.
So you only see the effects of it after like almost a decade later, back in the mid 90s.
Yeah,
because you had diabetes were on the rise.
No, they cheaper food, and people start eating like nuts, like crazy.
And
I saw the young girls, man, eating like crazy, because their moms were eating like crazy.
Because when you add so-called artificial sweetener, it makes the food even more desirable to eat. It's addiction, serious addiction.
Splenda made it worse.
Oh, Splenda's a cancer. Wait,
bruh. I'm like, what you eating that for? It's better than sugar. I'm like, no, it ain't.
hey, let's take a change of direction real quick. I can ask y'all a question. Can women become blue pilled? Can they be blue pilled?
Yeah, they are blue pill. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm about to show y'all this.
For Pookie, right?
No, they are blue pill. You have to be. They're trained that way. Most women remain blue pill unless they really get shot.
Damn, what a tragedy. This no good. How can I say it? This succubus. This plastic succubus.
Yo, are y'all looking at this?
I seen it. I see it on my Facebook timeline.
Oh, this shit.
I got my
my
phone.
But chicks like that are black pill, man. They're sex workers, so
yeah,
they don't count.
She take too much dicks, man.
Oh, I see Zion. Okay.
Those are sex workers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, if hoes are winning, then the better hoe on in this situation, don't y'all think?
I mean,
yeah. If that's what they're choosing,
so far,
yeah, there wasn't the emotion. I know that. She wasn't doing it from the emotion.
No. Now these are what these guys are picking. It's a fad now. Picking older hoes. I don't know why, but that's what they're doing.
Well, Mariah's not that old. Mariah's
31.
But he's 22. He's 23 years old.
Oh yeah, she's older than him, definitely. Because she's somebody from my circle. Mariah Mills is from my circle. I know her as somebody else. Mariah Mills is who she became. You know what I'm saying? But
look at Brittany Renner, older woman. Okay,
right.
Older
but
than
it's
him.
cool. That's cool. They be some grooming motherfuckers if they was men. Oh, it's grooming. Look at him using that young innocent.
Yeah, it happens.
This bitch got a tattoo on the side of her face. Oh man, I gotta call one of my people up, man. Because one of my guys used to manage her. My guys manage models and shit, and he used to manage her, man. And I've been on the phone with her before. That bitch is she's annoying as shit. Nutcase all the way.
I can tell.
Wait, hold on, Kev, share this one, man. This is Lizzo when she was like 12. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me share.
No, I'm joking. The Pillsbury Doughboy. Yes.
That's her. She ain't skinny.
Hey.
She ain't skinny.
Look at that.
She got suspended 12 times a day.
That's genetic, man. That's Lizzo.
What about that picture right there, man? If she was
years old.
Who got that's your screen right there? Click that picture. I see that picture right there. She ain't skinny, no. But them they're
showing the difference between the three of them.
She's slimmer right there in the second picture. The two pictures in the middle.
In other words, this is when she's young. It's in her genes. You can tell it's in her genes. Okay, she's not like these other three. Okay, look at them. It's about the same age. Okay,
what other
There's
three?
a difference. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the picture.
Which one?
Which one are you clicking?
Okay, hold on.
Bottom left.
Hold on. We share it again.
You
No,
like every
because the picture I posted was one of the pictures you had up on screen.
like every female bully from elementary school.
Yeah.
You want a
Okay.
cookie?
Share it again. Okay. That's Rihanna. You know, that's Nikki, and I forget who that one is, but that's her, man. You can tell that
Like
she's gonna be a big
Beyonce.
girl. Yeah, you can tell that's gonna be she's gonna be a big girl, man. That's genetic.
I hear you. Go back to well, shit, because I know girls that look like her and then they hit their teens and they lose weight. There's a picture that you had up there when she was in
Uh-huh.
her teens
Well,
where she appeared
she
to be
lost
small.
weight, but what I'm saying is a lot of these women it's genetic. You can lose weight, you know, if you
Yeah, you could
really
lose
diet,
weight. Yes.
you can
No,
lose weight,
absolutely.
but the thing is that you have propensity to be a big girl
No,
because it's in your
propensity
genes.
I agree with.
Yeah.
I agree with propensity. Like, in other words, right? Like you got, meso, endo, ecto.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is she's somebody that, again, she would not be that fucking big if she didn't eat the way she, and I'm not saying she eating a ton of shit, but
Yeah.
like you said, propensity I do agree with. She's
Yeah.
someone who would have to, I guess be careful. But
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm this big, no, that size that she is
Mm-hmm.
would not be the size she would be. You understand what I'm saying? She's
Yeah.
past that.
Now let me ask y'all this on this topic. For her to be like that big and that annoying, if she lost weight, would that help or hurt her career?
I don't know. That's
Yes.
a good question.
Yes.
Yeah, that's-
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Which one?
Yes.
And she's
Yes.
invested so much in being
And you
the
know
big
why?
bitch
Being
now.
a big annoying girl, yeah, she might lose fans.
And you know why? Art.
hmm
Because when she loses weight, she will be competing with all these other chicks that's late 20s and maybe mid 20s.
So she'll get the Monique treatment. Remember when Monique lost that weight?
A lot of weight.
Yes. And listen, when she gets that treatment, all the other women that's fat are gonna shame her. They're gonna curse her out.
But she's not gonna get the Adele treatment though.
Understand?
Hell no.
See, this is
Adele's
the
white.
thing.
She get luxury.
Hey, chaos. This is the thing though, right? And I think BGS might be saying what I'm saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? She's invested a lot of her image in being the big girl, right?
Mhm.
So now she has a big girl fan base. Part of what you said is true.
Yep.
So you said if she loses weight, that a lot of the big girls will hate her because now she's betraying them. She is right now their poster child to make them feel good about being big and staying big,
Yep.
right? So once she loses weight, all of that goes away.
Yeah.
Now the people she alienated don't now become her fans, right? They're already alienated. So now you're losing the support system that you've had. All these women talking about, she is body positivity and all this other shit. Like you lose that and you don't gain from the other side. She ain't gonna be no sex symbol. That's out because she doesn't even have the body type that if she lost weight, she would be looking like any of these other females. She doesn't have that body type. Because in BGS, I think you will agree with this. Women gain weight, right? When women gain weight, their body, you can see that what they would look like if they were smaller.
Right.
Right. So she would be a curvaceous big bitch. But she's not.
No.
Her shit is lump.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep it real. Her shit is lump. So
The prehistoric Venus.
She be a bad built.
She's boxy
small
already.
bitch.
Yeah, she's
Huh?
boxy already. She's already built boxy.
Right. She be a bad built small bitch.
A piano build, huh?
Right. She be bad built. So
Baby grand.
look, she might as well stay fat.
BMW.
Fuck it. Stay
Body
fat.
made wrong.
A block of cheese. Huh?
Just play the fat bitch and win with that.
Get that money.
Yeah, because right now you the victim. As soon as you lose weight, all the big girls gonna hate you. The niggas ain't gonna love you because you ain't gonna be that chick, and you got the people you already alienated. You're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? Now, for your health, I'd say do it, but will she win fan base? Nah, she gonna lose because she's too invested. Should have shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Blow your flute, sing your songs, lose weight, and then they would have applauded you. Yay, she
That's
lost.
sad. I mean, that's sad how your fan base is like linked to your health, but at the same time linked to your aesthetics.
Yeah.
In that fashion.
Right. And
That's sad.
it's
Hey,
like
but don't
they,
Lizzo got a man though? Don't she have a boyfriend?
Probably like just like
Beyonce.
almost like Oprah Stedman type, probably.
I forgot who her dude was. Ain't he like a athlete or some shit?
Yeah, probably a dude for hire.
I think. Hold on, somebody got to pull that up. I think he's a ball. I think she fucking with a ball player or some shit. He's like, I want to go with my man and go live on a farm, right? That's what she said on Twitter.
I think he has to read from a script.
I think. Hold on, let me see. It's saying Lizzo boyfriend. Right,
That
so
escort. Remember that escort back on that show? What's happening when when they had to date Shirley?
Okay, his name is Mike Wright. Okay, the singer posted a series of photos Sunday alongside TV personality Mike Wright. Now, I don't know
Said,
who the
which
fuck
one
Mike
is?
Wright is. Some
Said, which one is Shirley? And he pointed at her. He said, oh shit.
I remember that.
That shit was so funny. He had a big jump. He's like, oh damn. Hey there. That shit was funny. I think that's what happened with Lizzo. Which one is Lizzo? Oh shit. Okay, let me do this.
Mike Wright.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about too. That's why it's so funny.
And the other one said, hey, Fox said, mama. It was that reruns cousin. That shit was funny.
Oh man. Well, hey, look. I'm glad she got a man. Look, I'm glad Gabby got a dude. You see Gabby, dude, man.
Mhm.
Gabby Douglas.
You're right. She got a little white boy and shit. You don't see Umar saying shit. Nobody say shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
He's
Nobody say
not.
a motherfucking thing when these motherfuckers do their thing, man. Ain't no. Well, the black queen. Shut the fuck up, man. You let these
So,
bitches do what the fuck they want to do.
and check this out. Now, I hear him calling white chicks snow bunnies, but did he have a name for white men when sisters are dating them?
I don't know. Snow plowed.
I haven't heard him say anything about white men
Nah,
as far as them being dated.
See, listen, I'll tell you the difference. When black men get snow bunnied, it means, I don't know, maybe they might get accused of something. Maybe they might get some money taken. Maybe they might got to fight a charge.
Or your credit
Bitches-
score go up. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
But bitches come up missing.
They sure do, man.
Bitches come up missing.
All they find is a weave pieces in the water somewhere.
Like black woman mysteriously disappears and last.
You can't,
When she-
you're not gonna, you can't, they get pregnant. They try to pull that pregnant trick and disappear.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oof.
they disappear.
Or she be like, what is this stuff right here? And they be like, oh, that's fentanyl right there. I mean, be careful.
Don't
Yeah,
put
they
that on your cereal.
Like I knew a few girls, either in the adult game or like we were shooting the models and shit that had white dudes, right?
Yeah.
And like these dudes talk crazy to these females, man. They talk real crazy, and they'll defend it. No, he's not racist. What do you mean? Because he's fucking with you, right? Get the
That's
fuck
funny.
out of here, man. But these bitches, all these mysteriously disappeared or mysteriously dead black women, right?
Mm-hmm.
You fucking with these white boys, they just turn up dead or missing or whatever, and all this quiet, like ain't no noise from white feminism. Ain't the Shea Butter Coalition ain't saying shit. Nobody's saying shit, right? If a nigga throw a cookie at a bitch, then it's they're killing us in record numbers. They're killing us. The black man is killing us, but they fucking dying mysteriously. Fentanyl and whatever the fuck these white boys giving them, they just turn up dead with these dudes. dead, and nobody says shit.
I mean,
Nobody says nothing. You know,
let me tell you something that reinforced that mentality. When that Little Mermaid poster started being released, and all them white boys started dragging Halle Bailey,
Yeah.
Right.
and the first thing these sisters would say was, "Not all of them are like that. Not all white men are like
Get
that."
the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Because listen, Kev, they're still trying to have the opportunity. Wait, I got echo. Where I got echo? Hold on.
You got echo. Yeah.
Where's the echo? All right, echo's gone. Because they can't talk bad about Brad.
I think that's
I don't like it.
Marcus, that echo.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Well, let me test it. Let me go to mute.
Hello? All right, it's gone. Yeah.
Nah,
They
I'm in
can't
my
say
headphones,
that.
bro.
They can't say nothing bad about Brad
It was hard.
because it gives Brad, it gives them the opportunity to still get in beds and hopefully get that soft girl light by not talking bad about white men. That's why they will never say nothing bad about them. Because they're saying bad, they'll be complete cut off and they can't afford that shit. They know where the power base at. That's why they shut the fuck up.
I have not yet heard Oprah Winfrey denounce Harvey Weinstein.
Because she still needs to get in beds with that fucker. That's why she don't denounce that nigga.
Well, ain't he out of business?
Yeah, he locked up and everything, and she's still not saying nothing about him.
Yeah, because like I said, all right, listen.
Well, I mean,
They got
It's
still
a
have
refusal. It's a refusal to admit that you were wrong about something.
Well,
And,
not
you
only-
know,
Yeah.
Has Gail King said anything about him?
nope.
Nope.
Nope. I haven't heard her either, but she talked about Kobe like a dog.
Well, maybe he needs
What-
to die in a plane crash or something like that.
The white man is God to these chicks. That's why they will never say anything bad about him.
Listen, man.
He'll slap him. He'll take the puss from him all day till Sunday. They will still be
Ed
nice
Wheeler.
and say shit. No shit to them. That's
Ed
all.
Wheeler.
Yeah, look at Wheeler, the guy that beat the hell out of that sister. You didn't hear no talk about that shit.
Oh, you're still alive? Oh,
Listen, I'm gonna jump
They
off
shut the
soon,
fuck
but
up.
fucking what's this dude? DJ Kid, right? Remember the motherfucker that fucked a bunch of black women and give them HIV, AIDS?
1,100 of them, yeah.
1,100 black women,
And he posed next to Hillary Clinton too.
right?
Isn't that funny?
Wanted to get them the disease so they can give it to us. Apparently, first of all, the motherfucker don't know much about HIV/AIDS if that was his plan, right? But
Stupid.
right, but you know, I'm just saying, ain't nobody say, "Oh my God, look what the white man is doing to the black woman." Nobody says this, right?
Nope.
All these fucking sinister plots and shit that these motherfuckers, and he had access. What was the number again?
1,100. Yeah.
11. He had access to 1,100
1,000.
black women. That means, and I've said this before. America is the fucking DR, Dominican Republic for white men. The hood,
That's true.
right? The shit that we go across, like when we passport, bro, they passport shit is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as they walk in the room, because I don't work all these locked door stripper parties, man. As soon as a white boy walk in, these bitches light up.
oh yeah.
Hey, figure out Marcus. Why do white men need to travel outside the country? He gets some free pussy here. They'll get up instantly.
Variety.
They want free pussy everywhere. That's how they get down, like in history.
Well, they got it here in America.
They either
white-
grape,
Who's that? You
take,
talking about white boys?
pay. Yeah, they take it all different ways.
Take it many ways. Yes.
War, all that.
I mean, white man got beef with his own woman at the end of the day. I mean, again, they're the ones that instituted all this shit in the first place, all this feminism and shit like that. But you know, I mean, white man can go anywhere in the world and stick his dick wherever he like, and nobody say shit. You know what I mean? Nobody say shit. It's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And Umar gets on there and talking the most interracially married black men.
bullshit.
Hell,
Yeah,
that's
black men.
bullshit. It's a
Bullshit,
fucking
yeah.
lie. Yeah,
That was funny. That was clear pandering.
White men have colonized the world with their penis. Let's keep it real. Colonize the world with
diseases,
their
too.
penis. They fuck anything. They marry up the Asian women, marry up the Latinas. Nobody says a word. It's just, because for black women, if black women, I say this all the time, if black women could easily marry out,
They
then what
would.
we did wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give a fuck. All this, Rebecca Lynn Pope, that the black women is racially loyal. Like, no, it
Bullshit.
ain't loyalty. You don't have the
Man, we'd
fucking
be
option.
powerful. We'd be like hella powerful if that was the case.
Yeah.
They don't have the option.
Yeah.
These white boys don't like them like that.
Yeah, but they have babies for them, you know.
They have babies
Yeah.
for it because they'll fuck them. They'll have babies for the white boy because they trying to get to the white boy. But
hmm
again, these white boys is not like the type. We know what the type of black woman white boys like. We know.
Mhm,
We can
mhm.
you know what they look like.
Yeah.
And the majority of these chicks don't look like that.
No.
A good amount of them. You know what I'm saying?
Your
They
Ray
don't-
Don Chongs, all that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't even carry the eligible for white boy energy. So if they could be what the Asian woman is to the white man, or what the Latina is to the white man, what we did or who we did it with would matter a lot less. You got like, I've been to London. In London, that shit was mind-boggling to me. Like, that shit is interracial as fuck, and they don't give a fuck. Figgity fuck, that shit is regular.
hmm
That shit is regular as shit. I swear to God, I'm like, word? Yeah.
Yeah. Only,
That shit
only
is
in the
not
United
like it.
States.
Sorry?
Only in the U.S. Only in the U.S. do you see that.
Right. Like, they just open with it. Like, I'm on a train. White girls is looking. I'm like, word?
People don't realize how big a deal Plessy versus Ferguson actually was in 1896.
What is
As far
that?
as the
Explain it.
one drop rule.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. That shit was a fucking culture shock for me when I went over there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit different. But because those women, they black women and black men over there, like, again, you got to remember they either come from the islands or they come from the continent.
Yeah.
Right. So once you leave the country, that's the majority of black people you're going to come into contact with, especially Africans. Like Africans, you go to Japan, same shit. Africans, you're going to bump into them. You're going to bump into Caribbean. You'd be hard pressed to find an American.
Yeah.
Right. Unless you're in a tourist area, but you'll be hard pressed to find an American. And they don't deal with the shit that we deal with. Like, their whole outlook is different. Like, one thing the Black Panther movie got right is that whole colonizer shit. Like, when they calling them colonizers, because like that's how the Africans view white people. That's their name for them, right? That's how they view them. So with us, like, cause their relationship with white people is colonizers. For us, is massa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You understand? White daddy. It's a difference. But that shit out there, they don't even look at it. Like, all the looks that you'll get if you walking down the street with a white girl or vice versa, like, that shit don't even exist there.
Yeah, not yet. He said it that way though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, if they stop losing their option. But the reason why I think so is because those black women over there can easily date out.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, you don't have to gentrify an area if you got more land. Like, I'm in Vegas, like, we got plenty land out here. You ain't got to rebuild the hood. So similarly, like, in these countries, these black women, they can date out easy. If it was harder for them, then they'd be complaining to their men. But
They're starting to complain. You can hear them on the net. They're starting to complain.
Yeah,
Because
if they start becoming,
they
Go ahead.
can't date out like the men can. So they're starting to complain.
right? Yeah. So Romello, you're correct. If these women started to find difficulty dating outside of African or Caribbean or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and those men started to become their only option, like the women here,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, they'll start crying. If that would have happened, I ain't been following it, but I'm just saying, if that would have happened, just like here, like, it's only because they can't date or marry out as easy. That him, even with Umar saying, well, 1 in 4 black women aren't married. Well, aren't they talking about divesting? Tell a bitch to divest. Right.
She's
If
right.
it's right, it's so easy. And black men ain't the only motherfuckers here.
She's
So they
right.
ain't getting married. So what are we? Then you're saying we're the only pool that they can draw from.
The thing is, man, you've been in Cali, we've been in Los Angeles, man. You know that the Latinos run through black women like it's water. Just don't marry them.
Damn.
Especially when they're young.
Especially when they're young, and they heard so many black women brag about their Latino boyfriends. When I was in high school and in college.
Okay. Hey guys, I don't mean to cause any kind of division or try to cause any kind of mess, but what do you think when a full-grown man, makes a statement like this?
Like what?
And ends it with, "Who gonna check her boot?"
He's been feminized.
Yeah.
That's what he's been. He's starting to, he thinks like them.
Oh shit.
He says that after hiding behind the skirt.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to understand the context because there's no comma. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know if he's saying who's gonna check her boo, or is he saying who's gonna check her boo, as in like her husband or whatever.
No. She says, "Who gonna check me, boo?" That's what in other words, that's what they say. In other words, you can't check me. So
he's co-signing for her.
Yeah, he's co-signing for her.
Oh, okay.
That's the same when they define, they won't change their minds. And who gonna check me, boo? In other words, nigga, you can't check me.
The man said it can only be dealt with or checked by women.
That's what. That's that quasi nationalist, pro-black talk. Which I know that he's not that. Okay, he's not pro-black. He's not that. They have a lot of pretenders that try to talk the rhetoric, but and they kind of try to talk the rhetoric to me. I said, Negro, I can make one phone call. If you're in, you're in. I'll know it within a day, whether you're in or out. So
the other thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So the other thing I'm trying to figure out is that the things that this Rebecca woman is saying can only be dealt with or checked by women. So is he asserting that the only people that can check her is women, not us?
He's saying something similar to what Umar said, right? That women need to check women. Okay, in other words, he's telling black men, it's not your place to check her. That's what he's saying.
Okay, so where this comment was put at? He put it under the Rebecca Lynn Pope video.
I have no idea.
No. I was watching the breakdown, and he said that in their chat, and I was
like,
let me screenshot this shit.
Why do guys that are not interested in what women are talking about, or talking about women or any kind of these subjects, go to channels like this and listen to the stuff?
Hypocrisy.
Okay.
I love it.
And also, and I'm trying to see if I know what to say, but but the whole thing, man, is that okay? Well, you got these sentiments or what have you, but at the same time, why are you here?
Why are you here? Yeah.
But I mean, okay, I won't all right. But my thing about the only be checked by women, right? Because I'm still there with it, right?
Okay.
So it's never men's place to check women, but we're the leaders, because that's another
exactly the logic.
That's another pro-black nationalist talking point. So we're leaders.
You have to lead by example. You can't lead by admonishing her.
Okay, so
now I remember.
Admonishing is part of leadership. I hear what you're saying.
No. According to their logic, that's what they're saying. That's what he was saying.
I understand. I understand.
If you were leading better, you're doing what you're supposed to, building Wakanda like you're supposed to, she would automatically follow.
You can fall in line, right? So okay. So so when the women don't check, what the women like this Rebecca, right? How he's saying, this Rebecca woman, right? So when women don't check these women and they go unchecked, right? then nobody checks, and then these checks and balances don't happen.
You work harder, you try harder, you make more money, you make more sacrifices, and you
Right.
love them better. Okay,
I
And
get
keep
it.
your mouth shut.
you keep your
Right,
mouth
right.
shut. You just ignore what they're doing because they're in pain and they're in disillusion because of all the trauma that you allowed to be put upon them.
Yeah, because you didn't make enough money and you didn't build
No,
it. And,
you didn't.
right.
You didn't stop white man from coming in your house and taking their coochie. You didn't stop them from, you didn't make enough money to keep them from kicking you out of the house and that kind of stuff. So she had to bear the whole burden of the whole black community on her back, and she resents you. So you have to be understanding. So instead of you checking her and going at her and shaming her, as so to speak, or discussing it with her, you just need to love her better, try harder, and make more sacrifices, and she'll come around.
So
So by
Cortez,
their logic,
Cortez.
by their
Oh,
okay,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying because I was going to say this earlier. By their logic, if you're in a restaurant and there's a fly in your soup, you can't say nothing to the waiter, right?
Hmm.
The waiter has to check the chef,
Yeah.
but you can't say nothing about the fly in your soup.
Man,
I mean,
let me read Detroit 313's super chat. Really appreciate it. Say you should have hear about Tamar Braxton and her fiance talking about black men on her channel. Look at the comment section full of divestors.
I wish there was more. Date out.
Yeah, yeah. By all means, no
By all
one's
means,
stopping you.
I want to stop. Please, do it faster, please. Date out and
Well,
shut up.
and don't change either. Act just like you act over here.
Yeah.
they are
And
they are being stopped. They being stopped by the motherfuckers who they trying to divest too. The motherfuckers that ain't interested in these bitches. That they nah, bitch, slow down. Your Chris
I-
Evans and your Leonardo DiCaprio's that these bitches are trying to divest to is
why stop them from running into a wall? Let them run into the wall.
let them go to Pakistan
Yeah.
and do the whole neck roll.
Oh yeah. What Umar said? You don't go to Africa with that attitude, right?
Yeah, that just killed his whole argument when he said that.
Yeah, I found that interesting, right? 'Cause I was on Green Gorilla shit, and again, I really gotta go in like the next 5 minutes, but I was on Green Gorilla shit, and I had to jump off at that point. And yeah, Cortez, I found his comment interesting. He's saying it to be facetious. And King Richards is lying. White bitches are not difficult to get in London, but when Umar said that shit, he's like, "Oh, these niggas ain't gonna put up with your ass." But black man put up with her ass.
Yeah.
So the motherfuckers that, somehow, I guess, sold you into slavery, right? Right? It's not their fault that black women are the way they are. But
No,
the men who arrived in North America and were slaves before the bitches got here, it's their fault.
It's their fault, yeah.
Right? Not the ones who, sold you to a white man in the first place. No, not them. Right? The motherfuckers who were sold before your ass was sold. It's their fault that you are the way you are. So African men,
Cortez Smith got jokes, huh? Anyway.
Right. So African men, right? African men ain't got to put up with your shit because they ain't had shit to do with how you became who you became. But the motherfucker who was in chains with you, next to you, and in some cases, in chains while you weren't.
Yeah.
It's his fault you are the way you are.
That's what he's saying.
These
So
niggas ain't
Kunta
cold. These mother.
Cool.
The thing I find interesting is nobody gets mad at that, but they'll get mad at Kanye for saying some shit.
So
This
Kunta has to put up with Fanta.
Right. This shit, this shit is as bad, if not worse, than anything Ye has said about slavery. Right? Because when you say that, and this is the guy who came out onto the scene talking like he was related to Frederick Douglass, right? A man married to a white woman at some point. My thing is, you're basically because you're saying the black man. When you say the black man and what she, what the black woman has been through, first of all, you imply that niggas ain't go through no shit. You imply that we don't require some level of understanding for our traumas in this country, in our history in this country, right? We got to understand and give we got to give passes to black women for what they've been through in America. When we were the ones getting hung the most, chopped up the most, dismembered the most, and all this other shit, right? Fuck what we went through. They don't have to give us understanding for that, right?
He's going to say yes as long as they give him those cash apps. But go ahead.
Right. Fuck all that, right? But it's our fault. The men, who were in chains, right? We made these women this way, and the men in chains. So to me, in effect, Umar is being disrespectful to ancestors. And if we're saying we're mad at Ye for saying slavery was a choice, we're basically saying that black men chose to let black women be traumatized, and black men weren't going through their own traumas, buck breaking and shit like that. So fuck what you went through, black man. You have to give understanding to what the black woman has been through, and your ordeal was worse.
Yeah, basically. But you're the man. Doesn't matter.
That shit is so disrespectful. And the outrage that it should get is not getting, in my opinion.
So he's saying that we didn't go hard enough at this dude.
I would say that pro-black, and this is why I say pro-black motherfuckers, they not really pro-black, right?
No,
because when they say shit like that,
that's not pro-black.
So a true pro-black person would be offended.
Like me.
You supposed to stand in front of the gun and you supposed to die. It's the same as today. Black men are only respected as bodies. They only respect your corpse. Okay. They only respect. Oh, we miss them.
Why they cash the check?
Right. Yeah. These bitches only respect your corpse, and all these motherfuckers that's online talking all this shit, right? Like we ain't supposed to say this shit. Darkwing Duck in the Disney afternoon, right?
Oh, I did get your message on Facebook, Marcus. I'll have to watch the video if you made that. I just saw it.
Right. I'm doing a separate video about that shit. But these motherfuckers, man, and they act like you ain't supposed to say none of this shit. You got all these divestors and all this kill black babies and all this, black male babies and all this other shit. They get to say all this shit. It's like watching one of those videos where the chick is in the dude face swinging and all this other crazy shit, and nobody say nothing until the nigga hit the bitch back.
That's a lady.
It's just except this is the argument.
Okay, that's a female.
Right, that's your female. But anyway,
I wonder this though. I'm wondering. My timing. I'm sorry, but I'm wondering. Does he have any kind of? Do we see him interacting with a huge amount of 92 octane males and females? We're talking about Umar Johnson.
Umar, lots of them. Yeah.
So he does have interaction.
Yeah. A lot of them.
Because it sounds like he talks about a bunch of 85.
Different speeches for different people.
Oh. Okay.
But a lot of this stuff is also aligns with the feminist talking points too. It's always Jermaine's fault.
Yeah.
Hey, it was cool kicking it with y'all. I'll be back midweek, man. I'm gonna jump off of here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clap back at your boy. I don't know. Hey, I don't know if y'all seen the Bitter Truth show.
I
I don't
haven't
know.
watched.
I try to watch some of it.
I haven't
You
watched him in
know,
like a month and a half, man. I tried. You know, I don't want to get triggered, so I just don't watch him.
yeah, me and Darkwing Duck had an exchange on there. That's why the community tab is being lit up the way
Oh,
it's being lit up. That shit.
oh,
See, I want people to
I figured out.
understand. I don't jump out the wall at niggas. And,
okay.
and I think what happens is, and I feel like 50 Cent when I say this, is people don't see the shot. They see the clap back, right?
Mhm.
The shit that happened on Bay's channel is a fucking disgrace, man.
I'll check it out since you mentioned it because I didn't know about it.
It's
Yeah.
a disgrace, man. I was, Bay, fucking disappointed, man.
Yeah, I had to kick Bay off my one of my
Yeah.
live streams.
I
And
don't.
I
I
blocked
don't.
my
I don't know
stage.
why. I don't know why he went left, but yeah.
Yeah, it's such a fucking disappointment, man. And that stream, man. I mean, Kev, was you there that night? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, me and Smokey the Bear had a nigga moment. Okay. We had a nigga moment, and he talking this shit, and like I said, I'm gonna address it in a separate video because I'm gonna do a reaction video to that video because it's a fucking disgrace, man. So I haven't spoken to my man since then because he pissed me off. He
Okay.
pissed me the fuck off, man, and that shit was fucking pathetic. But anyway, I'll get into that in a few days, and I'll talk to y'all later, man.
All right.
Word.
All right,
Thanks.
Have a
man.
good one.
Peace out. Later.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for coming through, Marcus. Look.
I like what he said. Get the F out of here.
Yeah.
I like what he said. That's that New York.
Welcome Ab Media 83 to the panel.
Yeah.
All right. So we got BGS up here. How if any way has the blue pilled guy been described as? Like I hear people talking about black pill, purple pill,
Yeah.
red pill.
Mhm.
How have you heard blue pill being explained? That wasn't in a completely in a
Talking about
complete
talking about lately, or what it really means. I don't know.
like as a philosophy, as a concept.
Oh, it's a philosophy. Basically, it's the same thing. It's how you've been socialized. So you believe,
Right on my heel.
yeah, Greg Lamont Hill, or if they've been feminized, you believe that believe all women, or a lot of guys believe that you can't hit women back because they're females. Okay, you've been trained to do
Yeah,
that.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah, you
You're supposed
can't.
you're supposed to man up and love them better because it's not her fault. You have to be stepdaddy to the kids because somebody's got to do it.
So in other words, we're supposed to man
You,
up and
and
I'm sorry.
blue pill means you go according to how you've been socialized, not according to how the world actually is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In other words, we should man up and take our high blood pressure medicine because we're going through so much shit.
Yeah. You're supposed to get married and have 2.3 kids and stay married forever. And even if she doesn't have sex with
No,
you
it's
for
not even
10
stay married
years,
forever anymore. It's wait till
well,
she's
yeah.
ready to divorce to you, divorce
Well,
you,
what I'm saying is
and
that's
pay
what they
child
train
support.
you.
Yeah, that's
That's
what they
what
were
they
training.
train you. They train you that when you get married, it's forever.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And no matter what, you're supposed to alpha your way through it.
it's always your fault, right? Because you're the man.
It's
Don't say
Jermaine's
nothing.
fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. That's the
Don't
funny
complain
shit,
about
man.
that flying suit.
Right.
Don't say
And,
nothing.
and,
Just
and
let it
and
flow.
for blue pill black men, basically, you're supposed to be loyal to your sisters, to the black women. There's nothing else
Mhm.
but a black woman for you. She's the only one that's going to treat you right. Every other race is going to abuse you, and you need to, even though she's crazy, you still got to put up with her because you're black and she's black. You can only have a black family with her.
Yeah. Would you consider blue pill fighting for the status quo? Fighting to stay within the status quo?
Yeah. That's what did they say in the Matrix? The people in the Matrix will actually fight you. to stay in it.
Mm-hmm.
I could have helped out a million more slaves if they knew they were slaves.
Yeah, I was on the same page with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I wanted to stay in the plantation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you also believe that if it wasn't a bunch of blue pilled simps out there, that a lot of this might be easier?
The thing is, okay, the thing is you have to have a blue pill. Okay, that's how
Somebody
you
got to say this
train.
part.
The thing is what the red pill is supposed to do is go in and get to the people to the go to the architects and change how the blue pill actually works, so it actually works better. At some point, marriage, having kids, having a family, keeping a stable uh, uh, community, that's all good stuff. Things, what happens when the blue pill starts to break down and starts causing problems, but you still stick with it.
And it isn't another case to where if there is no hot, there be no cold. If there's no dark, there be no light. If there was no good, there be no evil.
Well,
So if
that's
there was
true.
no red pill, there be no blue pill.
Yeah, but the red pill is not meant for everybody.
No, it's
Mm-hmm.
not. It's not.
That's why you got a lot of red pill rage running around.
Yeah.
Even a lot of your incels, they believe in the blue pill so much that they're raging, but they call themselves black pill, but they're not. Because I asked them, I said, You're an incel. How come you just don't go pay for sex?" "Oh, I can't do that." I said, "Why not?" "Because I want
It's
love.
wrong.
I want love. I want her to love me." That's blue pill. That's blue pill
The
thinking.
Bible
Okay.
said it's wrong.
No, that's blue pill thinking. It has to be this way. It has to be the way that it was written. It has to be the way it's actually. I was trained in those fairy tales and those books by my mama, by the schools, that I had to find that one girl that was going to love me forever, have my babies, and we just
Mm-hmm.
ride off into the sun, set until death. Okay, you have to be trained that way. Otherwise, the whole thing will fall apart.
Would you say blue pill is subconscious while the red pill is conscious?
And blue pill is subconscious, and when most people that are
Okay.
running on blue pill are running on automatic. Until they
Okay.
until there's a glitch in their matrix, right? And that's when people fall into the red pill. And there's a glitch.
Yeah, took over. Red pill took over.
Yeah, well, red pill can only take over as much as it can until the blue pill gets fixed. Because I would say 90% of the people that are red pill, if they correct the mistakes, they go back to being blue pill.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to be here. They don't want to be in Zion eating gruel. They want to have their wife that loves them. They'll have sex with them every day and have their babies and not give them no
Yeah.
problem. That's what he wants.
You know what Cypher's looking at? That one blowjob away.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No, he already knows the blowjob is good. He just wants to get it. He
Yeah.
doesn't care.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what it is.
He said, "Why didn't I take the blue pill?" Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would have died and alive, and I've been happy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that kind of clarifies it for me because I never hear anyone straight up admit that they are blue pilled. In fact, they'll take it as an insult. And I mean, quite frankly, I would too. Somebody tell
Mm-hmm.
me I'm blue pilled.
You can. There's always elements of both. There's elements of all three pills in everybody. It's
Right.
just what dominates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because part of that blue pill is morals, right? Caring.
And with a blue pill is how you're socialized. Okay,
Hmm.
what were you socialized? What was your mission in life when you were a little boy, a teenager, and how were you socialized as to interact with the world? That's blue pill thinking. Okay, red pill is when you go outside of that and actually, okay, so I was actually trained. What does that mean? Okay, when we start asking what does that mean or why should I do this, that's the beginning of red pill thinking.
Mm.
What's the truth? And sometimes it lines up. Okay, what you're doing is actually 100% correct.
Yeah. Also, BGS, do
Uh,
you believe that many of your detractors are in fact blue
Uh-oh,
pill
don't say
thinkers?
it. He said it. You'll get.
you
Oh
know what?
boy.
I don't know sometimes because they're all over the place and it doesn't make sense. Because one day they talk about blue pill and the next day they talk about radical red pill and
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes even with a splash of black pill. It's just, but they're all over the place. I don't know where they're headed.
Yeah. I think that with a lot of these guys, they just want to be able to have the privilege of delivering the message, and they don't want to see you delivering the message. They want to be the ones to do it instead of
I,
you know.
I, I've challenged all of them. You want the crown? Come get it. Okay. I told AM1, you want the crown? 10 videos. Okay. 10 different subjects, video for video. If you beat me and you know more than of those 10 different subjects than I do, you get the crown. I'll call you master teacher.
Mm.
I'll put the crown on your head.
I don't know. I know that gets under their skin. It's like we call him master teacher because he's proven himself. What?
No,
They
you
have,
know,
he has people calling him master teacher.
yeah, but I mean, has anybody ever heard me call myself master teacher?
Nope.
Uh, no,
Why is it a problem? Why did you come at me about it? I didn't call myself that.
because they want to be called master teacher.
Well, then do the work. It's
Uh,
not that hard.
they want to they also want to simultaneously get more bitches as well. You know.
You,
I think
if
it's
you're if you're a master teacher in the right way, you'll get more bitches.
mhm.
Well, my
I think
question
it's a,
would be,
go ahead.
oh, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
think it's a blue pill thing because when I be saying stuff on Facebook, I had a dude come to me, man, you think you an oracle? I was like, wait a minute, I never said I do. I can tell.
Go
Don't
ahead,
put that
bake
on
some
me,
cookies.
nigga. I don't tell the future like that.
Just bake some cookies and smoke a cigarette. But by the way, everybody know that lady, the Oracle was Clarence Williams III's wife,
Ex-wife was
ex-wife.
his wife.
Which one?
Well,
The
I think it
first
was
oracle or the second one?
The first
I
wife.
think that was his first wife.
Yeah.
I was like,
The one
wow,
that
I
passed or
found
the
that out
one
a few
that
years ago.
Yeah, when it passed, yeah, that was his first wife. Yeah.
But I was going to ask, okay, these guys that are complaining in their early 40s or maybe late 30s, right?
Who?
So
Who's that?
what the ones that complain about, why they being called master teacher, why everybody
Oh,
respect them, blah blah blah.
okay.
What do
most of them in their
what do
forties.
they expect to happen when they get to their mid 50s? Do they think,
They think they'll be the wisest old nigga on the planet. I think that's what they
because
think.
it seems like they want it now?
If you can do the work, you do the work. I don't care. You know.
Mhm.
Because it takes time. And I was wondering how much time they want to put in.
That's why they start cussing. Even I finally got rid of what's his name, pastor about the octanes. Found out his mama was grew up in the project, became an AKA. Okay, became an administrator. I said, does she go back to the project? No, she don't go back. Does she shop at the 99 cent store? No, she don't do that. Why? Because she bougie. I said, nigga, I said, that's classic. What I just told you.
Mhm.
I
92.
said, 92. I said, who did you marry? Would you marry somebody from the projects? Well, if I loved her, who did you marry? I said, what was she? I said, well, she came from a good family. I said, oh, what's a good family? What's a bad family? You know, they have tattoos and they do drugs, they do bad stuff, and they're uneducated. I said, oh, okay. So, well, tell me about your wife, okay? What was she? Well, she got a bachelor's degree. She became a nurse, and she did it. I said, okay.
Translation, he
So
married in 92.
you married you know what? Nurse is 89, but thing is,
Well,
you
close enough.
married
Go
within
ahead.
your class because you're a nurse. You got a bachelor's degree. So does your parents, okay? And her parents are educated. You married within your class. So what are you talking about? There is no such thing as class. And then all of a sudden, oh, I got to go. Then he ran off. After 6 weeks, we could have solved that. Could have solved that in 30 minutes instead of you following me around and arguing for like over, like 12 hours over 6 weeks.
I told
Same
you what the
stuff.
problem is. You're wrong, Daddy. They for some odd reason could think BTS is their daddy, and that's what they yell at.
Good
That's
Lord. I
just
mean,
One
that's
thing I could appreciate though,
Mhm.
I guess,
Go ahead.
as far as the unnecessary back and forth, yeah, that's nauseating. But the little part that I appreciate in there is that I guess in his own little way, he was honest with his answers. Because he could have
Yeah.
lied, say, hey,
Yeah.
you know how people just lie just to make a point.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He pretty much said his mom was 92.
That slipped. Okay, that
Oh,
slipped
okay.
because he's trying to brag. That slipped, and we caught him.
Mhm.
Oh,
He didn't think I would catch it.
yeah. Oh, okay. Because I didn't hear it from the way you described it. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah. He said
Sorry.
your mom was AK. No, I caught it. I was listening. Okay. I was listening. I said, "Oh, okay. Your mom was an AK. Yeah, she AK. Oh yeah. Well, did she marry a dude from the hood? No. Who she marry? My dad. What was your dad? My dad was E8 in the military. I said, what did he do after he got out? He got a bachelor's degree and became a nurse.
Mm.
So what are you talking about, man? How come she didn't go marry a guy from where she came from? Oh, she ain't trying to go back. And I just read you from about 85 climbers, 92 climbers that are ghetto girls trying to get out of the ghetto. That's your
Mhm.
mama to a T. What are you talking about?
Did they go did they go to some other chat and say fuck BGS afterwards?
No, I don't think he would do that because that would embarrass him even more because I actually clip that part and play it.
Mhm.
Yeah, some things are
Yeah, well.
unnecessary.
I can't stand having a conversation with people that want to argue, right? And they're looking for every little piece that you argue with with. You know, like AI is not automation. I'm just saying, you know what,
Oh,
dude? You're
yeah.
going way too far. You're going way too far, man. I don't want to deal with that. Okay, you're trying to grasp at everything to argue about. Okay, I don't want to deal with that, man. I'm not
Yeah,
getting paid.
I got frustrated when I was like, nah, you gone, bro. We're not gonna spend all night on this.
That's the exact reason why I'm very, like you said, Friday.
Yeah,
I'm way more selective on where I go
yeah.
because people, when you become too accessible, it gives them the excuse to be very disrespectful for no reason.
Yeah, Dr. Johnson told me the same thing. He said, "Stop making yourself so accessible to everybody." You know. So,
Because I
but
watch how they roll from
yeah,
Dr. Johnson and Ron
yeah.
and all that.
Oh
Watch
yeah,
how
they're
they
very
roll.
selective.
What did Dr. T do to the Mississippi spinster?
Uh, he's not cooperating with him. I do believe that's the biggest thing.
Oh,
Uh,
wait a
I
minute.
don't want to say his
But it's a
name, but
while
you know
ago.
what? But you know
Yeah,
who I
yeah.
mean.
In other
The Mississippi
words,
Spencer with the hat.
Well, I got
yeah,
you.
so,
yeah.
yeah, Marcus just got through calling them Darkwing Duck several
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
They did try to recruit the PhDs because they want the crown. Okay, BGS got all these PhDs like I have them in my pocket. Let's steal them away.
Okay.
That's what they want. That's what they tried to do. But the thing is, the
So they
PhDs
think
won't play
being a
ball.
butthole is gonna get that? Okay.
I have no idea what their plan is, man. It's like I don't understand them because
People
what they're
have a
doing doesn't
strange
make.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just leave them to themselves. I listen every now and then, but I don't comment in their chat.
I said you think you're gonna try to discredit somebody, and then somebody's actually gonna trust you, especially people at that level? No,
Yeah.
they see how you move.
Oh yeah.
So that's what that was about. Okay.
Yeah, that's why they won't play ball. So that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of trying to, if you don't want to work with me, I'm gonna try to discredit you.
Oh, that's a nice way to get somebody to work with you.
Good luck. You don't have the title, okay? You don't have the PhD title. They do. Who they gonna believe, you or them? Good luck with that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and these guys are pretty articulate. You know, you don't have to worship the ground they walk on in order to
right.
give them some type of credit for their intelligence
Yeah,
and the deep research that they have done on the subject matter that we actually cover. You know, I
yeah,
Yeah.
find guys like Dr. Dunbar and Green Gorilla and Dr.
yeah,
T.
yeah,
Son Johnson quite easy to listen to.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. They're very
Yeah.
accessible.
And
Yeah,
talk to.
yeah,
Yeah.
and down to earth. Yeah, that's why I like them.
Yeah, so I don't understand the disdain toward them, and like when they don't even beef. Now you jump up and Green Gorilla shit with that stuff. He'll
And,
Yeah,
he'll
and,
he'll chop your head off.
the
yeah
G is there for a reason. Okay.
Hmm.
yeah. But you know somebody as courteous as Dr. T, Hassan Johnson, I don't see why anyone would have anything against him
Right.
when he doesn't even beef or criticize or
No.
say anything about anyone. He just concentrates on what his content is and he does his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it gets back like with these guys with these little blue pilled mindsets. It,
Mhm.
it's something that I said a while back. It's almost as if they're mad because we're not trying to just help the stupid motherfuckers. The unreachables, the low class niggas like BGSA. It's like we're only supposed to be paying attention to them guys. Not actually giving props to our intelligentsia. And that's why a lot of these dudes end up leaving the community because intelligentsia is ridiculed in the black
Right.
community.
And,
And
as Biggie S pointed out to me a while back, though, you can't save them all.
No, you're not. You can't. Just save all that you can.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just
the
can't save 'em, can't save 'em.
a young brother that I saw as a baby, I found out he got himself killed, and I was hurt by it. I had to talk to BGS about it. He said you can't save them all.
No. At some point, it's their choice. They have free will just like everybody else. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the boy tried to carjack somebody. Lord have mercy. And
okay, well,
the dude had a gun.
well, you know better, so you get what you get.
Absolutely. Decision the human choice factor is gonna have to be is gonna have to be talked about sooner or later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think sometimes too, if you building your foundation on that kind of like delivery as far as hating on someone,
Yeah,
what's going to happen in the long run?
Yeah,
I don't understand them. That's because what they're doing is not working. So
Mhm.
I don't get them.
yeah, they have to keep it up, and
Yeah,
it will become repetitive, and
already
people will
repetitive.
grow tired of it. They'll start to
It's
see how disingenuous you really are, unless they just got dog shit souls like that.
yeah, I mean, there's some people that kind of one that I feel cool with,
Hmm.
but at the same time, I'm just like, I just can't get involved in that stuff. It's, I got like we talked about on Friday. I got to deal with the consistency. So
Hmm.
anything that's consistent, that's where I'm at. All that
Mhm.
back and forth. You remember WWF when somebody was good and all of a sudden they turned bad and joined the other group. And
Hmm.
Turnhill, as they
I'm
call
like,
it.
I'm just not. That's one of the reasons why I stopped watching WWF. By the way, I'm
Okay.
like, damn, Hulk Hogan is bad now. I'm not watching.
Yeah.
That will make it good, man.
It's a show. Okay.
I
I didn't like
call
that.
I call wrestling a man soap opera. It is what it
And
is.
then Macho Man Randy Savage turned good. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah,
I just couldn't watch it anymore.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fake, but it's our soap opera, and we enjoy it.
Hmm.
That's how I look at it.
He's like, he's turning on him now. He's even with the microphone.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, oh. So that's the same thing over here. Wait a minute. I thought they were cool. Remember that big
Yeah.
blow up in the Coliseum when all the legends were there?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they started calling each other out. That was the time when I was painting Sade. I'll never forget that.
Mm.
When I was painting that on your panel. And
Yeah.
I started painting. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were just, I ain't gonna name the names, but
Yeah.
they was just like, you this and do this. And I was like, oh, damn, really?
Yeah,
Those were some fun times.
yeah. I kind of regret missing those. The college. The times y'all talk about with the original Coliseum, and
Hmm.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking. That was truly heartbreaking because I thought it was growing because people were growing channels out of it, including me, Artisan, and Lord of
Yeah.
Fort.
Yeah.
We were growing
I
channels
got
out of the Coliseum.
Yeah.
I got lucky. I got it on the very tail end of the Coliseum.
And then reporting back on Saturday. He was
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah, and people got pissed off and they wanted to dox me and stuff like that. Say, you know what? I don't need this kind of stuff, man. I'm
Said,
just
wait,
here.
what was it, like 2 weeks, and they were already begging you to come back?
Yeah, they were 2 weeks. Yeah.
It wasn't even 2 weeks. They like, where you at? Even as it was like, you said even your enemies were calling you, like, where you at?
Yeah. Even it was what's his name? Aaron, whatever it is that does the report on the Black Manosphere, hates on the Black Manosphere. He actually
Aaron Fountain.
Aaron Fountain. Yeah, he actually sent me a message. Can you unlock your videos? 'Cause I do research from your videos.
Damn. Wow.
Well, you never can tell with some of these people. Sometimes I believe blue pill is an act. I mean, it's like they have this sense of this is gonna get me paid if I turn into a complete simp because they want the Jackson formula, but the Derek Jackson formula can never be used again because
Kind of,
people.
that's in his case, yeah. That's
Yeah,
his blue pill was an act. He was
I mean,
red
you got.
pilling behind the scenes,
Yeah.
smashing.
Oh, look, Dr. T. Say, who else friends and enemies respect him? What's going on, man? It's good to see you, man. Seriously.
At the T in the clouds, boy.
Dr. T.
Man, I never know
Yeah.
who's watching. You
Mhm.
know, that's why I gotta be careful about, what I say about some people. Other folks I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Hey,
If
man.
I talk about somebody, I actually mention their name. Otherwise, I don't say anything. I'm not going to
Mhm.
talk about somebody and not mention their name. Otherwise, I just keep it to myself. That was
Yeah.
one thing. If you're going to talk about somebody, call their name. Don't
Mhm.
hide it. Don't hide it. Okay. I don't want to call their name. No, you have nerve enough to say it. Call their name. Otherwise, don't say it on my channel. Keep it to
Right.
yourself. Go talk to them.
But you know what though? I also hate when people are being vague and passive aggressive,
Yes, I
or
do.
they try to blanket the entire space based on one goofy panelist that said something
Right.
3 to 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like
And
if you don't, if you
didn't we
Go ahead.
all have in common that we tried to correct the wrongs on how they stereotype and lie about black men,
Mm-hmm.
and then the
Mhm.
men in the space do the same thing to other black men?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
They learned it from their mama. So
Yeah.
Mm.
Like if you don't agree with the Democrats, you must all be on whatever hood servers hood server that's on this week. Like we're not all on that crap, man. Come on.
And that's for
ah,
every opposition, man. You know, it can be democratic, it can be
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes hood
indigenous.
servers have a good idea, but we whatever reason, we're not always on that.
I don't understand that dude, man. It's like, what are you upset about?
Because that's what the
Am I?
part I don't like.
I think somebody broke his heart, but I'm gonna leave that alone based on
Because
what I've heard him say.
you can say some things that you have in common with them, and
Mhm.
they just assume that you're a Republican now. Like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, I ain't voting for Donald Trump. I'm just saying that I agree with some of your points, but I'm not
Mhm.
just not gonna wear a MAGA hat. Come on now.
Shoot, I'm glad Colonel Investors won it. He actually gave me a third option. I'm just saying, if he's on the ballot, I'll be like you, BJS. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Oh
vote
yeah.
for
Oh
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, throw a vote toward his way. Yeah.
Why not? Because I know how my state's gonna vote anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Hmm. And still, people don't
Oh,
believe I voted for
that's what I
Kanye
wanted.
West. They still don't.
I don't know if this is a behind the wall question,
Hmm.
but since Russia is going through their little thing,
It's over
you
already.
know, oh, it's over already.
Yeah.
Oh, they found a dude.
No, he went he went to Moscow. They had a sit down. Okay. He told them the Wagner group to stand down. They got amnesty. He got exiled to Belarus. That's how they fixed it. So it's over
Oh,
already.
okay. I was going to ask if that happened. Was that going to interfere with BRICS? But I guess not.
Well, the thing is now it's in question whether how much control Russia has over their military, or will there be further problems? So that they have to do some kind of damage control.
Hmm.
Oh,
Because Russia's been rolling over people for the last year and a half. So this is their first glitch.
uh-oh.
And you know that the United States and the West are actually going to take advantage publicly about this glitch. Is there another coup that could happen? And
Hmm.
is there another,
What's going to happen?
yeah, Rogozin someplace in the weeds? Yeah, so
So they'll put more salt in their wound.
they'll put more. But at the end of the day, it's not going to matter about the BRICS, is because a lot of these countries that are actually joining the BRICS, they've been wanting to get off the dollar in the first place. So
Yeah.
that's not going to stop them. They've been begging the Chinese to actually turn this system on so they can actually get off the dollar. So
Yeah,
I don't know if that answers your question or
not
not.
yet, but we'll see.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, good stuff.
Okay, Chaos. Since you sparked up, okay, go ahead.
Whack 'em.
What's
No,
wrong with
no,
sparked up
no, 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 no,
conversation?
no, 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 no,
Yes,
no, 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 no. Hey, no. If you're gonna
no,
contradict me, go ahead and give me the evidence. Where you get
no.
this from?
Where I get what?
What you just said. You said
I
not yet.
said they're not gonna let go of the dollar yet, but
Then
they're
I got to
trying.
go who?
They're not letting go of the dollar yet, our dollar yet, but they're trying to.
Okay.
No, they're gonna. Okay. What did I say? I said they've been trying to get off the dollar for the last 15 years, right? And China has a system. This system that China's using, okay? They started developing this back in 2009, but they refused to turn it
After
on.
the crash. Well, actually, in 2008, thing we had.
No,
Them boys
chaos,
fix their- them boys
chaos. 2009, okay?
Y'all have a good night. I don't feel like getting
2009.
the argument today.
No. What I'm saying is, if you know, you know, okay?
Hmm.
So I'm saying is because I was researching this shit in real time when they're actually doing this. Okay, I didn't just start doing this yesterday. I didn't start doing this in 2024. I started doing this shit in 2003. I saw this stuff from the ground up. 2009, after the crash, the G20 didn't form until 2008 of I think was of September. That's when the G20 first formed. Okay, China started reforming the banks, actually building the system in 2009. The thing is, they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to go through what the U.S. did as far as Bretton Woods, which being the reserve currency, because it comes with a lot of problems. They didn't want that, so they refused to turn it on. As long as the United States reserve currency was doing what it's supposed to do, go ahead and ride it, because they're making money without the pressure. That's why they didn't do it. But the thing is, it was always there. And if you go back and look at, I think it was 2014, 2015, a lot of African countries were saying they wanted to repay their debt, their loans in yuan instead of dollars. But China's forced them actually go get dollars and pay the loans back in dollars. I'm loaning you money in yuan, but I want to be paid back in dollars. And they didn't like that.
Right? United States, right?
Yes, dollars. The dollar is the United States dollar, sir. Yes.
Okay. So make sure.
So they have been wanting to get off the United States dollar as far as a reserve currency, because of all the things that come with it, which I don't want to even go into because it'll take me 4 hours to explain it.
Yeah, I know.
So those folks, just because of this little glitch that you had with Prigozhin, it's not going to stop them from wanting to get off the dollar. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gaddafi tried to do the same thing with Africa, right?
Well, we all know what happened to Gaddafi. We'll go back to that.
Gaddafi wanted to actually fund the African, because the first satellites, African satellites, to actually get the Europeans from charging Africa $500 billion a year. It's 500 billion, yeah, $500 billion a year to actually use the satellites to actually make phone calls. Remember back in the early 2000s, it cost like $2 a minute to call to the continent. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Gaddafi paid the Chinese to actually put up a satellite for communications that dropped the cost of making a phone call to the continent from $2 to 2 cents.
Yeah, I remember one I had to collect.
Yeah. And
all that crap.
yeah, and then the because even one satellite actually blew up. Okay, it actually paid for another one. Okay, that was the first Afro was it Afrocomsat. Okay,
Hmm.
he paid for it out of oil money, and then he had other people like Nigeria and South Africa has to put one up. The thing is, he was the first, and what he said is that we should be like the European Union, all right? Instead of all these countries making deals for our resources, we should all come together and it's just like the European Union and make the deal as a unit that we don't
Hmm.
get picked off individually, okay? Which is
Hmm.
what's going to cost people a whole lot of people that need those resources more money. And then so he was not well liked inside and out because he had a lot of African leaders that wanted to be. They
Dependent.
wanted to be no, they wanted to be the Gaddafi. They wanted leadership. They didn't want him leading it. You had a lot of people didn't like Gaddafi,
Mhm.
but that's the short version.
Okay.
And what
Yeah,
happened.
he had money waiting to give to somebody. But the
So,
thing was, it was
so what?
kind of hard to get past that American red tape. I said he had money to really help some of us out over here, but how do you get through America's red tape?
Oh, back then you had the okay. Back then under Obama, you had the AGOA Act. You could actually do trade. In fact, that was also under Bush. You had the AGOA Act, but even though it was limited, but you had the ability to actually trade with the continent.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But that's all. But it's all muddy, so it wasn't clear. But thing is that Gaddafi had the money and the power and the gravitas to actually form an African Union, but still hasn't really been formed. And bring all those. Who's breathing into the mic though?
Who's breathing like that?
Oh, it's
Background.
probably me. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. No, what
Uh,
I'm saying is, but that's what he wanted. That was his dream, and he had a lot of people conspire against it. It wasn't just the West; it was people on the inside too that didn't like him. So
that's all resources.
even though the idea was good, it was sound.
I still wanted to try that water too.
Try the what?
His water, the water that he had, wherever well
Oh,
it came from.
the wells that he dug and the aquifers that she dug in Libya. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it was highly medicinal.
Yeah, because it's deep water wells. Yeah, because they blew up during the war.
I said, man, yeah, he would be the guy to deal with on that. But now you can't get nobody like him.
There's a lot of moving parts with him and why he did it, but basically it got more people at his back to actually protect him, and it helped everybody else too. You know.
Uh, okay. I'm about to wrap this one up.
Okay.
It's well over 3 hours. Appreciate you guys coming through, showing your support. And it was a very sensible conversation without incident.
That's why I came up here.
Yeah,
Well,
but
so I
smoke.
can't.
But people don't understand that smoke ain't always got to be about disrespect and calling names and issuing out threats that will never come through fruition. I mean, you could just be chilling. So,
Yeah.
okay. Last words for this broadcast, fellas.
All
Final
right.
statements.
All right. Long live. That's all I
All
gotta
right.
say.
Appreciate the Cuban cigar smoke.
All righty. And look, I named it a smoke show, just like just so if people did have grievances with the space, which is one of its purposes, and those well, many of those people have yet to show up. So
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
yeah. So I'll continue to keep my fingers crossed and still have this smoke show for the foreseeable future.
Well, come to the land of YouTube, but Utubia
YouTube.
Yeah.
and Utubian Nation survive.
5%ers, right?
5%.
Hey, you do be a nation, right? The real 5%ers, right?
Yeah, with the 5 figures.
Man,
You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You are not shit, sir.
I'm gonna work for that before Tuesday. I'm gonna try to get that, put that on my community tab.
all right.
They're gonna be
So,
mad
Lamar
about that one.
he don't talk to me ever again if you know what I mean. But that's you, man. Like, yeah, man.
That's him.
yeah. Once again, I want to thank Romello 747 and Greg for the cash apps. Really appreciate your generosity and your continued support for this channel right here. And I will continue to bring you guys content. Within the next week, there will be a drastic change, and when it happens, you'll know what that drastic change is. But it's still BKF. It'll still be KF. I'll put it to you like that. But yeah, appreciate everyone for coming through. Another smoke show is in the books. Once again, I'm here to tell you, never go full blue pill.
Give
So
us free.
it's not a good situation. It really isn't. So yeah, let me end off by saying this. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev We Trust. Memberships are open now. So if you want to join the channel, it's just $2.99 per month. Really would be appreciated. Become part of something, I would say, that is ever developing. So uh, and I will always end it this way: when you don't give up, you win. So peace out, everyone.
Peace.
Peace.